Well, you'll be invited to that.
I don't think I will be, but
why not? Lance is the one organizing.
I do think that is a better experience than being in the game, because then you can.
But you still got to deal with the traffic.
You see the view of the stadium. You see the introduction of the players if you want to, and then after that, it's an all-star game. It's cheapest, like the NBA all-star game.
Cheapest ticket I can find is $259, but that's SRO. Wow. I mean, you're paying $250, $260 to stand.
Well, at least it's going to be cool tonight, right?
This is more than the home run derby, I assume, last night.
I did not look at the home run derby.
That had to be a pretty tough ticket.
Yeah,
because I think they offered more standing room only for the home run derby.
So all-star game happening tonight. These guys will let you know some of their fun. All of us had a chance to go in a driverless car last night, and that was a blast. Kalen DeBoer swings by tomorrow. First question to Kalen DeBoer.
Do you play golf?
It'd be a funny question.
Do you happen to have a posted handicap?
Yeah. I
did tell Hugh Freeze.
Does he feel ownership of this program now? Like, there is no way he could have felt ownership last year. I know that sounds crazy when you're making the kind of money he's made, when he's played for a national championship, but walking those halls and walking into Bryant-Denny, there is just no way he could have felt really comfortable last year.
I think you're probably right. I don't know if he would say that, but I don't think there's any doubt that was the case. Like, you weren't replacing a coach everybody was happy to get rid of. You were replacing a coach nobody wanted.
You know what? It's almost
nobody.
It's almost like in a band, like when David Lee Roth got replaced by Sammy Hagar. Like, that's just got to be an uncomfortable situation when you come into it, although Sammy Hagar was established. But when you come into an iconic band with an iconic frontman like David Lee Roth, it's got to be a tough transition.
Well, in a much, 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 much lesser example of this, for a minute, we filled Feinbaum's slot on Jocks. And we knew very quickly, Paul told us it was going to be short-lived, that he was coming back. We got a nice little raise out of it, but I never felt like it was our show. I felt like we just kept doing our show that we had done 10 to noon, or 10 to 2 at the time, that was immensely popular. We just did that in the afternoon, but everybody was used to one thing in the afternoon, right? They wanted Paul taking calls of Tammy and Jim and people like that yelling at each other, and we weren't going to do that. That's not what we do. So in a much, 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 much lesser level, we can all kind of see what Kalen DeBoer was, right? I mean, he walked into a program that had done one thing away for a very long time and had been ultra successful doing it. It's kind of hard sometimes to go in and change everything and do it your way. I think in year two, maybe you change half of it year one, you change the other half in year two, and then it does become your ownership. I think that's a legitimate question. I really do.
That's what I'm going to.
Are you going to fire early with that one?
Yes.
Final thought is our picture of the day. You can see it at Next Round Live at Next Round Live, brought to you by our friends at Baptist Health today. It is a tight shot of Hugh Freeze sitting down with us this morning with his new Nikes on, because Nike is the new gear provider, merchandise folks there at Auburn. So Nike shoes on. What kind of socks did he have on, Brown?
FootJoy socks. FootJoy golf socks.
Did it really?
100%. It's so funny. I mean,
he bent over and a tee fell out of his pocket.
FootJoy. Like, I guarantee you suffer this same thing. Anytime I put on shorts I play golf in, there's always dirt in the pockets.
Sand or
dirt or whatever, and the washer doesn't get it out.
Yeah.
That would have been funny if you had that in his suit pockets today. Yeah. No, sitting down, a little T got a shot of the Nike shoes. She sent it out on social media, and the one thing everybody noticed, FootJoy socks.
Yeah. FootJoy, big golf brand.
But does he have that tan line? Like, I guarantee you guys have got terrible. Awful. Yeah, see, I'm at the pool all the time, so I really don't have that tan. Well, I've got a tan line now, right? Look at that.
Yeah, I know. Look at the difference.
Yeah, by the way, if you're asking.
Yeah. Spray tan versus no spray tan.
Yeah. All right, that is the show today. Day 2, Day 3 coming up tomorrow from SEC Media Days. It'll be Alabama Day. That always brings a certain buzz with it. After today, Texas and Georgia and Tennessee and the Auburn Tigers. Tomorrow, get a little Bama, get a little Florida Gator in here, and we'll sort of get ready closer to teeing it up. We're back with you tomorrow. Don't forget the coverage continues on all our social media platforms at Next Round Live. Until next time, God bless you and God bless America.
you're looking to expand business and inform the Next Round audience about your exciting brand, contact us. Send an email to sales@nextroundlive.com to be a part of the team and advertise your product to hundreds of thousands of potential customers on our ever-expanding platform. Join our existing partners in the fastest-growing media space, both live and on demand, and reach the most desirable audience for your business. Get information and more by emailing sales@nextroundlive.com, and one of our team members will work with you to take your business to the next level with the Next Round.
Follow Brownie on Twitter and Instagram at Ryan Brown Live. Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, the Next Round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
Day 3 now from Atlanta at the College Football Hall of Fame. This SEC Media Days on the Next Round. It's Alabama Day. Kalen DeBoer coming up here in the first segment, but that's already available to you on our YouTube and social media sites. You can go check all of that out. We'll talk Alabama football in a second. All of our coverage, including that you get online, brought to you by our friends at Baptist Health.
Yeah, they are the exclusive sponsor of our coverage of SEC Media Days. Baptist Health System of Care includes 5 acute care hospitals, more than 1,700 licensed beds, a freestanding emergency room, and it is, as it has been for more than a century, Baptist Health is an integral part of the healthcare landscape in Alabama. Central Alabama's only private, not-for-profit, faith-based healthcare system dedicated to providing high-quality, accessible care for the communities of Central Alabama. It is Baptist Health.
Kalen DeBoer mentioned this both with us in the interview you'll hear in a second, and also down in the main room about how close we are to football actually going, getting on the field. The NFL camps are cranking up. The rookie camps are cranking up. Does it feel like we're that close to football season to you guys?
This event always makes me feel that way, but this event used to be later. I mean, this event used to be the last week of July, and literally the teams would go back and start camp. And now you do have a little bit of a gap, though. Before Coach DeBoer, before we started the interview, he told us, or did he say this? I can't remember. That's 2 weeks.
Yeah.
2 weeks. So, yeah, they'll be in their first meeting in 2 weeks. That's crazy to consider.
Again, the older you get, the quicker it goes. It all blends together. When I asked Connor O'Gara yesterday from Saturday Down South, something he feels really good about, I started to think to myself, we got 3 guarantees coming up. Like,
oh, my gosh.
They'll be here before you know it.
And I got to start thinking of those.
It literally seems like yesterday when we were at the Floribama, the yacht club, doing the show and doing our 3 guarantees.
That was my favorite guarantee show of all time, I think. It was the one to Floribama last year. That was a good one. If we were doing a retrospect of the years of the show, when was your favorite guarantee show? It was the Floribama.
Oh, really? The one at the beach? That's the one you like the most?
That was a good guarantee show. We'll do that. We'll start counting down to the guarantee show when we get back in studio tomorrow. But Kalen DeBoer coming up here in just a second. A couple of other things going on with the Alabama players who will be with us coming up in the 11 o'clock hour, the third hour of the show if you're watching us on the Devil's Time, Eastern Time, which we're in right now.
I cannot believe how many people like Eastern Time.
I hate Eastern Time. Who was I arguing? Oh, Connor. Yeah. Connor O'Gara was trying to figure out what time he was coming over here, and I said, "Are you talking Eastern or Central?" He goes, "You Central Time Zone folks." I was like, "Whoa, don't even finish that sentence. If you're going to start it with you Central Time Zone folks, I don't want to hear what comes after that."
I rank them Central, Pacific, Eastern, Mountain.
Poor Mountain. Mountain gets the slight.
I would go Central, I guess Eastern, Mountain, Pacific.
Eastern.
Pacific is awful, man. You get into football season, and at 8 o'clock at night, you're like,
games are over, huh? What am I going to do?
But you stay up. You stay up to the end of them, and you never get sleepy, and you don't have to wait. You wake up and you go. I love it, man. I love
9 a.m. though. I remember watching some games, the SEC, the early ones, 9 a.m. It's just too early.
I love it.
It feels like the London game.
I love it, man. But I would get used to it. Game day starts at 6. Corso throws a head on at 8:59 a.m.
With my egg.
Yeah, I get another cup of coffee, sit down, and
watch football.
Dave Neal's giving me a crappy SEC game.
I'll tell you, when I went to Hawaii the first and only time this year, the one thing I noticed is there's not a lot of sports bars, and I really started to think, and I was like, there's not a market for it because everything starts at like 3 in the morning.
They gotta serve lunch,
breakfast and lunch.
I mean, the Hawaii time is out of whack. Like if you're a college football fan, I don't know how you do it.
Yeah. Hey, don't forget the Rainbow Warriors playing Boise State this week, and we got bottomless mimosas at your local breakfast place to watch the game.
Well, that used to be one of my favorite things is when Hawaii, and you guys remember this, when they used to kick off at 11 o'clock at night.
Oh, yeah.
And it was on the ESPN game plan.
Yep.
And I was like, damn, that is a late kick, but it was relatively early over there. I guess 11 o'clock there is 7 o'clock, 6 o'clock.
Before I give you a little snippet of what a couple of the Alabama players have said today and us discuss that, tell us about A+, and then we'll get to the Kalen DeBoer interview in this opening segment from SEC Media Day.
Yeah, that's going to be the group that redid the Master Bath in the Brown House. It is our guy, Brad Bell, and you're going to be able to see more at alabamabathremodels.com. That is alabamabathremodels.com. Basically, it boils down to this. When it came time to redo the Master Bath in the Brown House, my wife Jennifer scoured the internet looking for the right person. She talked to a bunch of contractors, people that had used contractors, read reviews. She did her homework, deep dive, and she picked Brad Bell. I'm glad she did. I'm going to tell you what he specializes in. Master bath, kitchen, and master bedroom closets. Master bath, kitchen, and master bedroom closets. That's not to say at all that's all he does, but it is what he specializes in. You can see everything else he does, and some before and afters, alabamabathremodels.com. The reason those 3 rooms are important, you spend a lot of time in those rooms. You want them to be the best they can be. And then we go to sell your home. Those rooms really pop when people come to look. Here's Brad's number, 205-422-1758, 205-422-1758. or alabamabathremodels.com.
Deontay Lawson is the guy speaking to this. This Forrester gave me this right before the show started in one of the rooms over at the Omni Hotel, just connected to the College Football Hall of Fame. Here is where the electronic media room is, the local TV stations and others. And Deontay Lawson, doing an interview over there, was asked about Thomas Castellanos and his comments. And what was the quote again, Forrester? All disrespect will be handled accordingly.
Look, everybody on that side of the ball, they know about the comments. I will tell you, though, if Castellanos was to come out and really play well and they were to upset Alabama,
oh, my gosh.
I mean, how big of a fan favorite is he with Florida State?
Oh, yeah.
Media.
They'll carry him off the field.
I mean, it would be a Joe Namath like, call your shot. I still don't understand why he said it.
I don't either. And I do like that response from Deontay Lawson. All disrespect will be handled accordingly.
I have just come up with I'm going to try to do it tonight. I'm going to try to AI an image tonight. Watch the show tomorrow.
Okay.
Watch the show tomorrow.
Dirt idea.
No, I got an idea.
An AI image tonight for the show tomorrow. Okay.
Mental note. I'm going to try to bring something to the show tomorrow off of that thought there. So that's the players are doing their roll around now. We'll catch them in the final hour of the show live here. We'll see who swings in and catches us. But we had a chance to sit down with Coach Kalen DeBoer a little bit earlier. Tim, if you'll get that ready to go. Melton and Tyler back there doing the wonderful work back in the studio while the rest of the crew is here. Emily Grace McWhorter, Taylor Korn down in the main arena with questions and all the stuff going with the coaches that you see on social media. Scott Forrester, who you just heard off camera, handling everything here. And, of course, LTD and be with you. We had a chance early this morning before the show started to pre-record a segment with Kalen DeBoer. And before we toss to that, I can't remember if we noticed it, we say it on the air or not, but just he walked up. First thing he said to us was the All-Star game. I got in town. They had an event last night in Charlotte as the Tide on Tour was up there. Nate Oates and Kalen were there, and then they flew in here, and he comes walking up. I'm unpacking and or repacking, whatever he said he was doing in the room, and I had it on the background. And then they got to the home run part because the game was tied 6-6. He said he was enthralled. Former baseball player. He said he was locked in on the screen.
I know the All-Star game doesn't do a lot for a lot of people now, but up 6-0 the National League. American League comes back, ties it up with 2 outs in the 9th inning, and they go to this swing off. I honestly, full admission, had no idea they were going to do that.
Nor did I.
Yeah, I was ready. I was like, damn, man, I got to stay up for extra innings.
Well, I would have thought they just wouldn't play the extra innings. I guess,
They have tied before.
They have tied before because you're out of pitchers.
But now you've got home field back in play, so you've got to have
– do a swing off.
So Dave Roberts comes out. Who was managing the American League? Oh, my God. It was Aaron Boone. Aaron Boone.
Booney.
So they come out and they name their 3 players. And you brought this up. I mean, Otani and Aaron Judge.
That's what I didn't know.
Yeah, Forrester told me that it was weird. You're going to put, obviously, your 3 best home run hitters out there, but Judge and Otani had come out of the game so early, they'd already left the stadium.
They were on the PJ somewhere.
They were on their way back.
But when Dave Roberts said Kyle Schwarber, that was the guy that excited me. And you never even got to Pete Alonso because Schwarber, 3 swings, 3 bombs.
I love Smoltz's line. I did see this morning. Smoltz said, boy, if he ever gave up baseball, Kyle Schwarber would kill slow pitch softball.
He really
would. When he hit bombs and slow pitch softball.
But just I bring that up because that was Kalen DeBoer's icebreaker with us when he was walked up. Man, Joe, see the All-Star game last night. We're just to see the competitive fire, the former athlete, two-sport athlete, still get excited about watching another athlete do something. He was excited about the All-Star game, and I like that about Kalen DeBoer. Here's our conversation a little bit earlier this morning with the Alabama coach. Brown starts us off as we get to year 2 of the DeBoer experience in T-Town.
All right, we continue with our coverage of SEC Media Days, exclusively presented here on the Next Round by Baptist Health. Alabama head coach Kalen DeBoer is with us. Welcome in, Coach. How you doing?
Hey, good morning.
Always good to see you. And, it seems like we don't get a summer anymore. This thing just flies back around. I mean, it's hard to believe it was a year ago we were sitting here doing this interview in Dallas.
It is, and it does go fast. With June being so much with recruiting and camps, and obviously you're still taking care of your team. It's just a couple weeks ago, you were full swing with that. And, fortunately our staff gets a couple weeks here, and we're, 2 weeks from today, actually probably right about now,
wow.
we're in a team meeting getting ready for our first practice. So it's on us. But that's exciting, and that's what, media days in my mind always kind of signifies here we go.
Yeah.
And a year ago, it was such a transition. I know it was a whirlwind for you. Do you feel like more so ownership of the program in year 2? Do you feel more comfortable?
Well, I think a lot of it is just familiarity, and everything is just new the first time through, right? And you can have done this, been a part of many programs, right? And fall camp is fall camp, and you set a schedule up, and you know what you want it to look like. But there's little nuances that you can do to make things better. That might be your schedule because of logistics and opportunities that your place has that are different than another. And, that goes back to just even the day-to-day routines and, understanding class schedules and how that's different here versus other places in the summer, in the spring. But, round 2, the next round. Next round. I like it. There we go. It's been great. And the continuity of the staff, continuity of players, and just, you feel like when there's continuity that you got the right people. And I really feel that there's a sense of that happening within the building. And, just trying to evolve, trying to adjust, trying to always make things better. That's got to be the case. We talk about a relentless pursuit of continuous improvement, and I feel like that's what's happening. Our guys got the pedal down and, aren't getting too far out there. They're focused on what they can control, and that's today's workout.
Yeah, I've loved the way you and Nick Saban have managed y'all's relationship, because that could have been an overbearing thing. You're going into year 2 here, but he pops up on a recruiting weekend. Explain to our viewers how y'all's relationship is working, and it seems to be benefiting both of you, really.
Yeah, first of all, he's really busy. Yep. He's got a lot going on, and I do too. And there was one time, it was in the spring. I think it was probably in June, actually early June. And I was trying to find a time. I had my assistant check with his. I'm trying to find a date, before fall camp. And we could not find a date where we could get together. He's busy doing his thing. But here's the thing I know. I know that you don't put everything into a program for as many years as he did. And, he's got his fingerprints and then some all over the place, when it comes to what this tradition, what the pride of this place is all about. He added to it, made it better, and, before he got there compared to when he left. And, he's obviously right there, still employed by the university in a capacity, has an office over there in the stadium. And, and any time I know that a staff member or myself would have a question or want to reach out to him, I know he'd be open to that. He wants Alabama football to be successful. You don't just do it and then let it drift off and it not bother you. So when it comes to the question you had, he just worked out to where there was a time in his slot, and I had just met with him and seen him, and it had been a while, but I had a chance to pop over and say hi, and it just worked out for us to have a couple meeting slots, and then it was cool because I felt like it was a special time. Because these were guys that he had met with I'm trying to make sure compliance-wise.
I'm
navigating. I'm thinking ahead before I talk here, making sure that
nobody pays attention.
That's right.
Don't worry.
Right, that's right.
No, I understand.
Making sure that it was really cool because these are some guys that he had met with, early in their recruiting process, and just why not make something special for people when they come to your campus for an official visit, and that's what I'm always trying to do, and that was the case in that situation.
The Jalen Milroe experience last year was interesting. I mean, at times he was the best quarterback in college football, and then there were some down moments. Do you expect more consistency this year with Ty?
Yeah, and I think consistency has to do with that position, but it also has to do with everyone else around you, and the offensive line being consistent, the receiving core being consistent, everyone just being a little bit more on the same page because of reps. We all get better because of reps, and reps is individual, but reps is also what you do together. And, these guys have now year 2, and we've brought a couple more, I think, pieces in, especially in the receiving position, that I can think are going to be really beneficial. That position group now is another year long. I mean, Ryan Williams, as great as he was, there's still so many things that he can and will continue to get better at until he plays his last snaps, hopefully in pro ball, right? And so, that consistency comes through repetitions. We've really hammered situational stuff. What are we going to do when we're in that moment? And you're building a system too that can attack all the different defenses and all the different situations you're in throughout the course of the season. And when you're in your first year, sometimes there's things that you have to install offensively. I know that happened defensively too. Just because there's a volume amount that only guys can handle in spring ball, in the summer, in fall camp. And, you get to a week 5, 6, 7, whatever it might be, and a new opponent that has a little something different, and you want this wrinkle that you've used, in the past, 2 years ago, 4 years ago, whenever it was, you put it in, you don't execute it as well. And that might have been the case in some cases for him. Sometimes, you try not to put too much on his plate, make him think too much, whatever it might be. There's reasons for a lot of it. But I think Ty's really got a great head on his shoulders. He's really continued to grow this summer. I'm excited about the progress he's made, as well as the other quarterbacks.
All right, before you get out of here, what do you think was the one thing you learned in your first lap around the SEC that will make it better for you this year?
Well, I just think the depth of the league, I mean, you know it going in. It's not like it catches you by surprise, but just – the depth from top to bottom is so strong, and there's a physicality that every team's going to bring that you can't just match. You gotta beat them to the punch, and the environments are amazing. They're awesome. They're a lot of fun, but it's week after week after week. You're constantly working on crowd noise, whether it's the crowd noise of your own, and you're on defense, and so or you're working on crowd noise when you're going on the road, and so just all of those things. And I think we just understand how are we going to handle those things? What's our communication?
Did you learn something from Tennessee that helped you at LSU in the Tennessee game specifically that helped you when you went to LSU?
I think just more reps at it.
Yeah.
I think that was the key. We kept the same way of communicating, but it was just more reps and really understanding that we fell short and just didn't do a good job in that game of communicating, and then the crowd did affect us. There's no question about it, and we did a better job. We started out actually with a false start early in the game.
I know.
Like right off the bat, and you're like,
oh no, here you go again. Yeah.
But our guys definitely, again, repetition gave confidence, and our guys, just stayed the course and didn't let that get to them early on.
Alabama coach Kalen DeBoer, good luck, Coach. Always good to see you.
You bet. Yeah, thanks for having me on.
All right, thank you.
You bet.
All right, so the breakdown of DeBoer, like we did with Freeze yesterday, just the overall first thought of seeing Kalen DeBoer going into year 2.
Quiet confidence. I mean, he's a quiet guy to begin with.
He is.
I think again, I don't want to say he was overwhelmed last year. It seems different this year.
Overwhelmed probably is not the word I would use. There were times maybe it looked like that, and he did. I asked him this specifically because I had been critical of it didn't look like they had a really good plan for the road trip to Knoxville. The game started. It was a complete disaster for Alabama, and then it was not a good offensive day. A lot of things just snowballed there, and he told you there that they learned something from that helped them at LSU. And I just think that's part of it. You called it a filling out process. That's just kind of part of it. It is like learning to be an SEC head coach. I mean, it is different. It's go from the Pac-12 to the SEC, there's going to be some changes.
And he's never publicly going to say this, but behind the scenes how much more comfortable with Ryan Grubb back is his offense coordinator. Like Nick Sheridan didn't do a bad job, to your point on the LSU game. I mean, we've talked about it when he's walking out of the coach's box at the end of the third quarter, on the road. That's quite the flex. But there's something about Ryan Grubb as a play caller at this level.
Yeah, and he was open talking about Ty Simpson as the starter. He's continued to do that in his rotations downstairs and next door here when talking to the media, that if the season started today, Ty Simpson is the starter.
Yeah, which I was going to bring up. I thought that shows you where that quarterback competition is, and I don't think that shocks anyone.
No, but I mean, it is interesting to hear him actually say it and not try to downplay, well, there's still a competition.
I think the shocker would be Austin Mack, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he mentioned that, that Russell, Mack, and Simpson are all going to be battling and competing this fall. But I think everybody, the favorite by a mile, it seems like, is Ty Simpson.
Well, I mean, I would be, if the Florida State game goes the way you think it will, I think one of the fascinating things will be who is that next guy.
Yeah.
Because I think sometimes you've got a backup that is your backup, but if the starter went out, he might not necessarily be the starter, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, absolutely. It's the A.J. McCarron year.
Yeah.
With Greg McElroy in 2009. If there had been an injury that was season ending at some point, A.J. McCarron would have been the quarterback, but they didn't want to burn his red shirt at that point, so they had a different backup. I forget who it was for Greg McElroy. And then you get to 2010, and A.J. McCarron's your backup at that point, right?
Yeah.
It's a different system sometimes. To your point, Austin Mack could be the guy that comes in.
No, I think that
the backup.
But if Simpson went out, it might be Keelan Russell.
Yeah, because it'll be a different offense.
Right.
Yeah, I think the first time you see Bama up 35, I think Austin Mack, out of respect and seniority, will be given that next rep. But I think if Ty Simpson, God forbid for Alabama fans, was to go down, I think Russell probably would be your starter.
Yeah, I think the most interesting thing there is, do you see Russell in situational?
That's what I'm excited to see, and I want to see that. I hope that is a package that you get.
It wouldn't surprise me if you get a little bit of it before the Georgia game at some point, just to force Georgia to have to work on that, right?
Yeah.
And
I'd love to see the slippery elephant package, or whatever we'd call it.
Like in the Wisconsin game, if you get some of it, just so Kirby Smart and Glenn Schumann and Georgia have to say, okay, well, that's we got to be prepared for this, because they've shown it to us now. They're setting something up with this. We got to be prepared, and it forces the opponent, in this case Georgia, to spend a little extra time on something you may never use.
Yeah. By the way, new place kicker, new punter, new long snapper. Those guys have been there for a while. Now it's all new at that. You don't want it to come down to that. But Alabama has a history of at times having to work their way through a process to get to the right kicker, to get to the right punter. And we'll see what they have. Maybe a guy from the Colorado School of the Mines kicking for Alabama, a transition you did not think you needed on this day 3 of SEC Media Days. Everything presented by our friends at Baptist Health. You can get the entire Kalen DeBoer interview if you missed part of it, or if you want to send it to a friend. It's over on our YouTube channel and wherever you get our podcasts, including Apple and Spotify. The show today being brought to you by our friends at Odie's on a Wednesday.
Odie's Team Trivia every single Wednesday tonight, 8 o'clock. The original location at Crestline. Get there early. Enjoy the great food from Rodney Davis from the award-winning wings. Great burgers, fantastic sandwiches, ice-cold beer buckets full of the Bud Light. Get into Will Haven, that great staff. 2 locations. Newest location in Edgewood. Original location in Crestline, where there will be Team Trivia. Birmingham Institution is Odie's Tavern.
And also our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. We appreciate those folks so much for being with us so long and for helping so many of our viewers and listeners with anything from their prostate health to their kidney stones and everything in between, vasectomies. They do it all right there at Urology Centers of Alabama, urologycentersalabama.com, urologycentersalabama.com. You can go there to find one of 16 locations near you, or to make an appointment, or just to find out what they offer you. You can call the number on your screen as well. But the easiest way is urologycentersalabama.com, helping you stay on top of your health with 16 locations and 35 urologists near you. All right, so another news item in the SEC today. Texas A&M is not here until tomorrow, but an interesting fact is going on. and it involves Shamar Stewart, the big guy who was drafted from the Bengals. And reports today have Shamar Stewart further apart from the Bengals than he's ever been, even though he showed up to some mini camps and stuff. And
that's a long way when he's calling out ownership before he signs a contract as a rookie.
And now you say it's got further away. Yeah.
Because now he's back in College Station working out. And Bud Elliott, who covers Texas A&M, said someone called him and said, Shamar's working out at College Station. And there is part of the Shamar Stewart camp who may want to challenge the ability to come back to Texas A&M.
Are you serious?
Law, yes.
Oh, that would be a landmark decision.
Yeah.
So it would screw up the NFL and college.
But it shows you the NIL now where we are.
Mm-hmm.
Like normally, if you're this far on a contract, he would just sit the year out.
Yeah.
But now the opportunity to go back to College Station and make money, and then have the opportunity to get drafted by another organization outside of the Bengals. I just don't know how this gets passed. Like, I don't know how the Players Association, like, he's technically property of the Bengals. I don't know how that works, though. Like, Brown's right. Like, what kind of...
There are rules against it. You cannot do it. So it would have to be a court ruling. His other options, Joey Bosa, I think it's the longest holdout. And I can't remember if it was 31 as a rookie. I can't remember if it was 31 days after camp opened or 30. It wouldn't be 31 weeks. So it was 31 days. And he's the longest rookie holdout after into a camp because everything is slotted. But it's that terminology they're trying to sneak into Shamar, the Bengals are, to where they could get off some guaranteed money. And like LT said, you could go back to Texas A&M and make some money and then re-enter the draft. His options right now are to eventually work out a deal, hold out all the way and re-enter the draft again next year. Those are his two, or hope the Bengals trade him. Those are his options. Going back to school is not an option, even though he's working out in College Station. They would have to win a court battle.
I would be interested in knowing what, like antitrust or, what they're trying to use here. Because, if a court ruled in their favor, I don't even know how this works because most teams plan their roster thinking I've lost this guy to the NFL. There's no chance of him coming back. And I've planned my NIL there. I've got my roster spot set there. I've recruited based on that. I've done the transfer portal based on that. And, oh, by the way, now you got the NFL who's like, well, I used a first-round pick on this guy.
Yeah.
You can't miss him.
Yeah. The college one I have no problem with.
Well, it's still a mess for them.
But
it is a more fixable mess than
but it would be their own call. Like the Bengals are just going to be like, okay, what have we done?
Yeah, first-round pick. I have lost a first-round pick.
Yeah, the NFL. And, teams have lost first-round picks before. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Bo Jackson.
Yep.
He decided, we're going to play baseball. And happened.
You knew that was a possibility.
Yes.
And he told them beforehand.
That's right. Yeah. That was a risky pick because you knew that. You never draft a guy out of college thinking he might go back to college.
If you think, and this was part of the story, if you think Shamar Stewart will, this is a lot of hot air, eventually he'll sign that deal, $18 million, and eventually they'll get the wording worked out. According to the story, Shamar Stewart holds grudges that he was early commit to LSU. It was LSU. It was never anybody else until the last official visit he went to LSU, and on some handout cards to him and the family, they misspelled his name.
Oh, that's an almost unforgivable error.
And he did not forget. LSU was out of the mix at that point, and it was a surprise on signing day that he picked Texas A&M, but in his mind, LSU ended right then.
So this guy will hold a grudge, is what you're telling me.
He's known as a grudge holder.
Yeah.
It was just on like a card, too. It wasn't like a big blow up, a sign, a jersey. It was just on a card.
But here's the rest of the story. Like in these terms, a judge can't tell the NFL how to handle their business in these terms that even if he went and played another year at Texas A&M, Cincinnati still owns his rights.
Yeah.
Their only option would be to trade him. And if I'm an NFL team, I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to trade for this guy.
Yeah, really, especially the grudge. Like he gets sideways with the,
on a spell
teammate.
Yeah, with spell check. Somebody forgot to do Control S and do spell check.
Well, we'll see. If Kirby, Smart, Lane Kiffin, and DeBoer gets asked about Nick Saban returning to coaching, I'm sure Mike Elko will get asked tomorrow about Is there a chance Shamar Stewart comes back and plays for you guys? And he's going to be like, no, there's no chance. It's against the rules.
Yeah. But
we'll see.
Would you take him back?
Yeah.
But I'm no federal judge.
Yeah,
so
100%.
I can't tell them out of
But
it.
that's when I don't deal in hypotheticals. He's not part of our team.
100% you would take him. Okay, New York Butcher Shop gets us to break here. When we come back, we'll talk a little bit more college football and SEC Media Days. Greg Sankey joins us in about an hour from now. Greg Sankey, then the Alabama players. At some point today or tomorrow, a little Marty Smith conversation. Good to catch up with Marty and our friends from Southwest Airlines. All that still to come. But New York Butcher Shop, the weekend's almost here again. Grilling season.
Yes. Pick up some of the incredible meats from the New York Butcher Shop. 2 locations, Cava Heights, the original Highway 119 in Greystone, from the ribs, the pork, the chicken, the incredible steaks, the freshly made in-house sides. Of course, a fantastic selection of fine wines and desserts. 2 locations. Get in and see Jim and the great guys. Tell them the next round sent you. Rare quality, well-done service. It's the New York Butcher Shop.
SEC Media Days from the College Football Hall of Fame in Atlanta, presented by Baptist Health, returns after this.
Follow Dunaway on Twitter and Instagram at Jim Dunaway.
I'm attorney Alexander Shinar, Alabama born, Alabama raised, and ready to fight for your rights. I have one of the largest firms in Alabama, and we are here to help you get the compensation you deserve. Call me, Alabama, 323-1000.
Your representation is made that the quality of legal services being performed is greater than those of other lawyers.
We know emergencies can happen anytime, anywhere. With 6 ER locations throughout central Alabama, Baptist Health is ready to provide expert care if you're facing one. When you choose Baptist Health, you'll find a place where chaos meets calm and uncertainty finds answers, giving you more reasons to choose well. To learn more about our high-quality emergency services, visit baptisthealthal.com/ER. baptisthealthal.com/ER. That's baptisthealthal.com/ER.
This hour of The Next Round is presented by the Birmingham Racecourse Casino, now featuring 7 days of giveaways with your chance to win a share of up to $125,000. The more you visit the Birmingham Racecourse Casino, the more chances you have to win.
New Life Art is proud to announce Daniel A. Moore's upcoming Alabama basketball painting, Buzzer Beater. Closing out the regular season, Alabama and Auburn faced off in a top 10 matchup. With less than 1 second remaining at overtime and the game tied at 91, Mark Sears launched a 15-foot floater that sealed the Tide's victory. Visit DanielMooreArt.com and see the artist's preliminary sketch of this historic Bama win. And take advantage of special pre-production pricing for Buzzer Beater.
It's time to pull the trigger on the Next Round merch that you've been eyeing. We know there's a lot to choose from at nextround.store, so here's a few of our favorite picks. If you want to match LT and Brown, go with a TNR logo hoodie and throw in one of Dunaway's favorite hats. Any of them will do. The Backroom's go-to is the classic logo t-shirt, while my personal favorite is the light blue TNR crew neck. All of these items can be found at nextround.store and are EG approved. Rest assured, your order will be packed with lots of love from us here at the Next Round. Head over to nextround.store to start filling up your cart.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, you're in the red zone for every college rivalry and divisional matchup all season long. I mean, where else are the scenic views as good as your view of the game? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop, rare quality, well-done service.
Just because you've quit going to the gym, it doesn't mean that you have to quit gym altogether. Dunaway, that is. With our Next Round podcasts open 24/7, 365, you can access gym anytime you'd like. While you may have done away with your treadmill routine, our version of Dunaway is standing by, ready to get you back to your absolute best. Find all that lovely Jimmy D-led content on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and in the podcast section of nextroundlive.com. This message is sponsored by Jimmy Crypto Inc. and Jimmy Crypto for President.
It's bow time. Tired of choosing between sweet and savory? Why not have both? Introducing Bojangles' new chicken and bowberry waffles. The bold Cajun chicken filet you love, now drizzled with a bowberry honey glaze and sandwiched between 2 warm waffles. Which means your favorite meal of the day just met your new favorite dish. And lucky for you, it's served all day. but it's only here for a limited time. So try chicken and Bowberry waffles at Bojangles today. It's bow time.
I'm attorney Alexander Shinar, Alabama born, Alabama raised, and ready to fight for your rights. I have one of the largest firms in Alabama, and we are here to help you get the compensation you deserve. Call me, Alabama, 323-1000.
Your representation is made that the quality of legal services being performed is greater than those of other lawyers.
Back with you in Atlanta as we get ready. Peter Burns going to join us a little bit, little addition here in a second. Part of the show being brought to you. We got a great Dabo Sweeney bite, by the way. We're about to get to that will make LT's skin crawl.
There's no way he can do anything worse than he's already done.
This one will make your skin crawl a little bit. I watched it last night. I laughed. I watched it twice. I laughed out loud twice. Hemphill brings you the lock of the day. LancesLock.com. It is a dark day at Lance's Lock. Not a dark day.
Yeah,
it's a dark day like nothing's going on.
Hey, coming off a winner, we gave you a free play with the National League. We blew a 6-run lead. Had to take it to a swing off. Thank God for Kyle Schwarber, though. We will be back in action for you on Friday, though. So jump on board. We're getting ready. I mean, we're less than a month away from the Hall of Fame game, right?
That's right. 31st.
Yeah, 31st.
Yeah.
July 31st.
Jump on board, win with us. It is always brought to you by our friends at Hemphill Services, 205-229-2090. Hard to stop a train. Call Adam, Chad, Andrew, the guys there. Tell them the next round sent you, 205-229-2090 or hemphillservices.com.
And our friends at Brake Line, of course. The sun's still shining even during football season.
Oh, my gosh. BrakeLineOptics.com. BrakeLineOptics.com. That's the place to go. If you want to see them for yourself, the great shades that we are all wearing on the show, you can go to Deep South Outfitters in Birmingham and touch them and feel them yourself. But if you want to see everything they got to offer, BrakeLineOptics.com is where you go. These are sunglasses made for the outdoors by outdoorsmen. So it's people that love to hunt, they love to fish, they love to be out on the ocean, and they wanted to make durable sunglasses that aren't affected by all the elements that you run into outside. That's exactly what they've done at Brakeline Optics. You can see more, as I said, online, BrakeLineOptics.com, BrakeLineOptics.com, Deep South Outfitters in Birmingham, and get a great pair of great-looking shades from BrakeLineOptics.com.
All right, Tim Melton back in studio. Get cut 3 ready for me, Tim, and we know Lance Taylor. There's another Lance Taylor out there, right?
Oh, yeah.
He's a football coach.
The old coach, Western Michigan.
Up and coming. Unfortunately, Jim Dunaway is a name that was a all-conference tight end at Ole Miss and had a little incident.
What happened to that guy?
An accusation about...
They kill his wife?
It was alleged, LT.
Okay.
Alleged.
Somebody killed her. Defending the name here.
Yeah, I think it went to trial and was not guilty or whatever. But so there's another Jim Dunaway out there.
Right.
Listen to Dabo Sweeney. Now remember, who do they play in the first game?
That's LSU.
Yeah, they play LSU in the first game.
Not you Bengals.
Clemson and LSU in the first game. Here's Dabo Sweeney yesterday at Clemson. Talking to his reporters as they get ready to do some stuff there at Clemson. Listen.
My brother or my sister-in-law, she's saying, hey, Brian Kelly has a place. His wife has a gift shop right on the corner there in Grayton Beach. I'm like, oh, really? That's pretty cool. I had no idea. So anyway, we go there, and I walk off. So I go into the store. Me and Kath walking in the store. Kath buys something because she's trying to support Mrs. Kelly or whatever we're doing. So she buys something, and we go in the store, and I'm walking around. I go out, and they're like, yeah, and he's got a concert. He's going to have a concert in the back. So I'm like, okay, I'll walk out in the back. There's a little stage in the back, and there's like some, I think it's like fake grass or whatever, just a small little area. And it says Brian Kelly, performing live on this day, whatever, and I'm going, freaking hey, Brian Kelly can sing, play. I didn't know that. So I'm like taking pictures, and I'm sending it to Brian Kelly. I'm sending all these pictures to Brian Kelly, and then I'm going, I get on the stage, Brian Kelly, I'm just kind of having some fun. I'm like, hey, I got, and I sent all this to Brian Kelly. All right. Well, then the guy that was with my brother, he's walking over because Cass said something about, I don't know what she said. I just can't believe that Brian Kelly, this is really cool. And she's, we know we played them or something in the opener or whatever to the guy. And he's like, He's like, what? And as it turns out, there's another Brian Kelly. And he's like, what's the band? Anybody know? It's something Florida Georgia Line or something. And he's like a lead singer or something. And I've even heard their songs, but I don't know all these people's names. But I have no clue. So now Kath goes, babe, it's Brian Kelly's a singer with Florida Georgia Line. And I went, what? I've been fired all these pictures off to Brian Kelly. He's over there probably going, what the hell? This is an idiot. What is this dude doing? And so finally he sends me a text. He's like, yeah. He's like, man, that was great. He said, yeah, you just can't get away from Brian Kelly or something like that. I'm sure he was like, I have no idea what the context of this is, but to the actual Brian Kelly of Florida Georgia Line, hey, come play in the Valley sometime, man. I'd love to see you.
I just kept thinking Brian Kelly at Baton Rouge looking at his phone for every Dabo text he got and was thinking, if I lose to this guy.
Peter, I graduated from Alabama a little after Dabo, and it's plain old embarrassing. Like, I think Dabo is intimidated by number 2 pencil. Nobody's going to confuse him with being an A+ scholar. He's a hell of a football coach, but
the line should have moved in Vegas.
Based on the story
opener, all that story. But if for no other reason, it took him 90 minutes to land the actual punchline.
That's a long story. Hey, Scott before the show's like, Jim mentioned, Scott's go, yeah, I got the Dabo Swinney bite. He goes, I edited it down to 2.5 minutes. I said, Scott, 2.5 minutes is edited down? He goes, oh, yeah. What was it originally, like 6 minutes?
Yeah, I figured that out faster than I did the Sixth Sense.
Seriously.
I knew Brian Kelly's not going to be the real Brian Kelly.
I was going to say, spoiler alert, don't say the end of the Sixth Sense.
No, but you've probably come across other Peter Burns in the world. It's not a very common name. Brian Kelly is like...
That's 2 pretty common names.
Very, very mainstream.
There's also another Brian Kelly. So I have 2 Brian Kellys in my phone. There's Coach Kelly of LSU, not of Florida Georgia Line, and there's another the guys that own I think it's Restaurant Tyler in Starkville and down there. So his name is Brian Kelly as well for the guest room. Awesome, the best spot in Starkville to eat. And so I have gone through once before and I have to make sure which which Brian Kelly do I have in my phone when I do that. But like, dear Lord, Dabo. I mean, come on.
I think common sense told you it's not the LSU coach playing a concert at Rosemary Beach.
Although that would be awesome. I could see him doing it. Did you guys get a chance to watch episode 1 of the Any Given Saturday?
Not yet.
Yeah. So it really starts with Brian Kelly, and it starts at his house, and you kind of see it. It's going to be an interesting look, just kind of behind the scenes. And I'm kind of very curious when you guys get an opportunity to see episode 1. I think it's coming out August 5th. They had a trailer here for it, they released episode 1 here earlier this week. It's eye-opening, and I think a lot of people are going to come away going, I have a lot more respect for Brian Kelly because there's a different side to it. Because think about it, every single time. And probably we're guilty of it at ESPN, and CBS did it as well too, or whatever. When we would have a Notre Dame or you'd have an LSU game and you show Brian Kelly, there's like a director that's just waiting for him to be pissed off, and you're going to give me angry Brian Kelly.
Yeah, and he's got the purple face.
Got that purple face.
Or he's just sitting there aloof, like just not talking. Like, like there's nothing in, like it's like old Joe Paterno where the headset, like nothing was even on in it, right? And so like it makes them look bad at some point. And then you get a chance to see behind the scenes on these guys of like, all right, who are they at? I remember the kind of the awkward, like over the top moment after they lost to USC where he banged the thing. And it was like, it just seemed so kind of fake. You see a different version of that in the Netflix episode 1 of that really puts it into more context about how pissed off he was. And when he went back into the locker room, his message. And so I remember as an LSU fan thinking like, it seemed kind of performative. Like it seemed
I agree.
Like, like, all right, I need to show that I have some passion, but it kind of follows him and it goes back to the locker room and the way he speaks to the team. It was interesting. And then, and even on the flip side of it, we see South Carolina, how decimated they were in the locker room after they lost to LSU. And I think they got robbed in that game. And it goes to show you about why Shane Beamer's building something, I think, a pretty damn good community in Columbia in a time that everything seems so transactional in college football.
Back to Brian Kelly real quick. You got a deeper perspective.
Which one?
Yeah. You got a deeper perspective on the LSU fandom.
Yeah.
everybody's talking about Hugh Freeze in the golf game and going into year 3, how much pressure he's under. Brian Kelly's won 29 games in his first 3 years. But could you also say that Brian Kelly's got more pressure than Hugh Freeze this year? Just based on the fact that the expectation, I mean, I'm sure you had the same expectation we had, like this guy's going to win a national championship.
Well, and the idea, and here's what it is. No matter what happens with Brian Kelly, what Brian Kelly has brought to LSU is behind the scenes a foundation of what a real damn program should look like, right? I mean, Saban set the bar on that. Like everybody thinks it was the X's and O's about that Nick did so well in Tuscaloosa. It was behind the scenes of running something like a unbelievable organization where everybody was in the same direction, from the administration, from the what time classes started on the educational front, that it all funneled down behind the scenes, and that's what really set the table for Alabama. It was a beyond cluster, with Les Miles at the helm. Same thing with Orgeron, especially at the end. And so for Brian Kelly, if he's done nothing, he's at least brought some type of like foundation of this is what a blue blood program should look like behind the scenes. Now you got to spin it forward. I called that Brian Kelly before we came out here for media days. And like, as he answered, he goes, before he said anything, I get it. We got to win the blanket first game. Right?
They do. I mean,
he's aware of it. And I think beforehand, and he even talks about it in some of his stuff, I think they thought they could roll the ball out. Their LSU, especially last year, it's USC. It's pansy West Coast football. Like, what are we doing here? I mean, you don't play LSU SEC football. And they couldn't pull away. And I think now that there's definitely an onus on that team. And the best thing I'm telling you guys that happened to LSU is them missing out on Bryce Underwood, the 5-star kid out of Michigan. And I'm not saying that because, I mean, hell, I would have loved to see Bryce because I think he's a great star. But you would have had so much money tied into one player where I think after that, they got a little butt hurt. They're like, somebody outbid us? All right, well, we're going to kick up our collective a little bit more. And I think Brian Kelly was able to take a lot of those funds and say, instead of one great player who we think is going to be pretty good, let's go grab 8 players to give Blake Baker more depth on defense and get a little bit better in some of these spots to make a run. And I think they're pissed off and ready to do it.
Yeah. Nice. Speaking of foundation, still have your TV makeup on.
Thank you. No, this is not. I raw dog this. This is nice. It's good.
Look at LT, a little spray tan.
Oh, look. What?
He lost a bet, so he's rocking a spray tan.
You look good. Well, hold on right here. That's not bad. Right there. Okay, right there.
Wow.
How far down did you go? Did you go full naked?
No.
Do I need to leave you two alone?
Yeah, I think it's
how far down did we go?
It has been so uncomfortable because I know people are like, damn, that guy's got a spray tan.
Yeah.
Honestly, it just looks like you were watching Florida Georgia Line.
I told him that's a good tan.
But off. Yeah.
Lane Kiffin, darkest tan here, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, that's all he does is he's on the boat.
Apparently.
I mean, on the boat, and then same thing. I mean, I think Hugh wears the hat, so when he's playing golf, like he didn't wear it, he would make that dark at some point.
Are you saying he plays a lot of golf? That's your insinuation?
Can you beat Hugh at golf, you think?
I could beat Hugh at golf, yeah. I mean, he's solid. My favorite, I think I've told you this story a couple of times, in the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl Challenge that they used to have, or they still have at Lake Oconee, where they would be a player and a coach that would team up together, and Hugh won it like back-to-back years. And I'll never forget when I realized that Kirby Smart is absolutely ridiculously insane in so many different ways and competitive, is that Ole Miss wins it with Hugh Freeze, and I see Kirby Smart make a beeline to, I believe it was the CEO or the CFO of Chick-fil-A. This guy has nothing to do with the event. He's just there to shake hands.
Their names on it,
yeah, that's it. And Kirby gets there and he goes, hey, if I'm going to come back next year, we're going to work on this whole like handicap BS, because I play golf with you and there's no way in hell that he's a 6 handicap or whatever. So I go to the restroom, right? And I'm like, this is hilarious. I come back like 5 minutes later and Kirby is still ripping this guy. And this guy's like, dude, I'm just here to hand the check to the charity. It's like, I mean, just listen, like, what are we doing here? And I'm like, you are psycho. That's Kirby Smart.
Does that sound like, what are we doing here?
Talking with his hands.
What bet you lose, by the way?
Bracket challenge. March Madness.
Well, that's not a bad one. You guys have had some great bets over the years.
Well, this is I'll remind everyone, this is the one the audience chose. We let them choose, and this is the one they chose.
It's a weak ass. What was the other selection? Do you remember what the other
I really
was?
don't.
Last year, I had to go to 5 D1 gyms and hit sneak in and out of season and hit a three-pointer inside 5 D1 gyms.
Okay.
And
that's awesome.
I did it in one day. It took me 28 shots at Auburn. Took me 5 shots at Alabama State, luckily D1 school.
Yeah.
Then snuck into Tuscaloosa. Not too bad there. It took me a little bit in the dark at UAB. And then Sanford had a volleyball camp going on. So I had to promise lunch to somebody to roll a basketball goal out.
Do my favorite.
And then pump it up.
If not, then you were starting looking like on Google Maps, like what's the nearest campus that I can make?
Well, it was to Atlanta, I think.
Because speaking of that, I'm starting to get freaked out because normally LSU, Florida, me and Doring have that wager every single year, which has been just a fantastic bit. And normally it's in October or November. That game is the second week or fourth week of the season.
Yeah.
So it's
way earlier.
Yeah, 2 months minus a day from this very moment, and we don't know what we're going to do this year.
It gets harder, by the way.
Harder and harder, right? Because you have to have creative ideas. And for us, we want there to be some type of payoff that morning on the show. The best thing we ever did was the one year that the loser had to dress up in full clown outfit. We brought a professional makeup artist. They came in, they did the whole like Chuckles the Clown. I mean, it looked like Bozo the Clown back in the day. And Brian Kelly had no idea. He knew he was doing an interview with us, but we had not told BK that Doring was in full clown makeup. So right as it starts, and now we welcome in Coach Brian Kelly, and he's doing it via Zoom or whatever. And just the look on his face is it's me, Chuckles the Clown, Doring, and Brian Kelly, and he's trying to keep a straight face because Doring, I said, you got to play it straight. Yeah. You're like, Coach, obviously you guys got through in that third quarter, really pushed through. And Brian's just sitting there. He's got a good sense of humor. He gets a bad rap, but he rolled with the punches.
That game, by the way, is part of. We've discussed this several times. Mm-hmm. Best case, worst case is what we're going to play here. Worst case for LSU. A 2-3 start is not off the table here
for LSU.
Yeah. At Clemson hosts Florida at Ole Miss.
You could lose that game.
You could lose all three of them.
0 down.
It's not off the table. I don't think it's going to happen.
Well, that would be a disaster.
Not off the table.
That's disaster.
Yeah.
That's disastrous because
by October I don't think you lost your team, but
you lost your playoffs.
I mean, because there's not those. You would need those marquee games down the road.
You just don't have enough of them. You still got Alabama, but that's about it.
Yeah, and we don't know what A&M is going to be. I think Oklahoma is going to be better this year. But the thing is for LSU. They have a defense this year. Blake Baker, they're excited about what they got. They were a dumpster fire. It has been embarrassing to be an LSU fan the last 2 seasons, even going back to Jaden Daniels' Heisman Trophy season. I mean, that was a waste of a year. It'll always be forgotten how good Jaden Daniels was because the defense, I mean, it was like having 11 Paul Feinbaums playing defense. Like it was, and Paul might have put up a better fight at those years.
You see Paul backpedal?
I've seen him backpedal on a lot.
Matt Roy was doing the backpedaling this week. Okay, go
buddy,
ahead.
he was.
He got that old spin cycle, didn't he?
Yeah. Camp Bailey.
I was like, dang, Greg.
Yeah, I tried to help him out on our show, but Brown kept bringing it up.
I was just reading what he said.
I was like, that's been taken out of context. And Brown was like, he said it.
Well, so I had an issue today, and I told Doring, I ripped Doring's ass after the show today. And mind you, I say rip, that's my boy.
Yeah.
But like twice this week, and one of the things was with Jackson Arnold coming at Auburn. We have this conversation, and we're doing the full media day. Like, why did you pick Auburn and Hugh Freeze? He's give us the canned answers, stuff like that. I'm about halfway through, and I'm even bored with the conversation I'm having, right? I'm like, and at some point, I just look up and I go, what the hell am I doing?
Yep.
And then finally he asks a question, and I go, what went wrong at Oklahoma? It just laid out. And I've found, and you guys know, the shorter the question, Jim Rome was great at this when he does his interviews. The shorter the question, the more off-put they are, no matter who they are. And then they feel like they need to fill the void, and they always give you more.
That's right. They start babbling.
Yeah. Instead of this long, drawn-out, you're almost proving your point. No, like short, quick. And I said, what happened at Oklahoma? And I don't think he was ready for somebody. He was ready as he'd been prepared, but he's like, I didn't play good. The team didn't play good. It was a bad situation. And it was the most raw, honest answer that we got. And I told Doring this week, and Doring's such a nice guy. As soon as he answered it, he's like, oh, I mean, yeah, it's a lot going on. I was like, don't cut my man off. Like, let him talk and let him go. So, and I asked Deontay Lawson at that about the Thomas Castellanos, Nick Saban's not there to save him anymore. And I said,
what'd he say?
Well, I said, he gave me the canned answer. And then Dorian was about to ask a question. I go, no, but seriously, what's going on? And he was like, it will be handled accordingly.
Yep.
And
which is what you want to hear.
That's a money ass quote.
That's right.
It was just, it wasn't blah, 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 or it wasn't deflective or deflecting it. It was, it's going to be dealt with. And if I was a Bama fan, I'd be like, holy.
That's what I want to hear. Yeah,
awesome.
if you're a Bama fan.
So, yeah.
So Big Ten has won back-to-back national championships. Yesterday, I said the next 5 years, I'd put the over-under 3.5 for the SEC. The crazy thing, when you start to look at these coaches like Brian Kelly and Kalen DeBoer, Kirby Smart trying to get another one. I mean, there's only one national championship that goes around. We've got so many elite coaches in this league. The expectation for 4 or 5 programs year in, year out.
You didn't mention Sark.
Is a national championship. And that's the expectation for Sark this year. So, I mean, over the next 5 years, would you take over 3.5?
I mean, it's like saying, am I going to take over 3.5 of the next 5 years of the NFC or the AFC?
Yeah.
And I say that because it's what teams are hot. And that's why I have to recalculate what success looks like in this conference now, not only with 16 teams, but because of the amount of parity that we do have, right? I mean, like Saban and even Kirby, when he had his run, he had third string guys that were going to be first rounders in the NFL. You can't do that shit anymore. Like, you can't, because if that guy's going to be a first rounder right now, hey, he's probably going to make $1 million somewhere else, and he's going to go play for an Auburn, or he can go to Texas Tech, or go to the highest bidder right now. So all of this talent can't just reside in 3 or 4 power programs. It spreads out, and that's why I'm excited about it. People hate it, but I'm like, man, now we got 30 teams. I don't know who the hell's going to win the national championship. I don't know who the hell's going to be in Atlanta, and that's a great thing.
But with you saying that, is there any chance over the next 10 years that the ACC or the Big 12 has a national champion?
And especially
if I took Clemson out.
My first inclination is to say no, because just the sheer numbers. But I'm fascinated to see what happens with Texas Tech in this year. Because I've always, I said it 20 years ago, I wanted some type of Netflix show or a reality show of what happened if I had $1 billion and I could just buy everything I wanted from my favorite college team.
Like Texas Tech's guy.
That's what Cody Campbell is bringing to Lubbock. There's no reason in ever living hell unless you lost the next round live bracket challenge to live in Lubbock, Texas.
No, you're right.
I say that as a guy that lived in Texas for 20 years. And yet he's got a ton of talent. Look at Najee Kennedy, the pitcher that they had. I mean, they almost won the damn national championship.
Paid $1 million for his home.
You brought something up interesting. Nobody wants to live in Lubbock. If Joey McGuire, by the way, 7, 8, 7 wins, if he doesn't win the Big 12 this year, he's not the right guy.
No, they'll make a change because they're spending so much money.
This guy's giving
somebody else.
Yeah, but why would you not spend 15 or 20 on your coach? I mean, because you're going to have to spend to get an elite guy to Lubbock.
Then that's a whole different can of worms, because how many coaches are back this year that if we weren't doing NIL and rev share, they would have been bought out prior? I think a couple.
Oh, no. Yeah. The new system has saved some time.
Fisher was the last great bank robber of college football.
Yeah, the robber baron.
I say that a hat tip to him and Jimmy Sexton for getting $75 million and bouncing. Those days, those will never happen. I mean, if you're 100-yard check right now and you have a question about Sam Pittman last year, you ask, all right, what's a better use for our money when we're kind of cash strapped with all of it? $25 million for a guy that loves this program and works his ass off to win games, and the locker room likes him, or we're going to spend $25 million elsewhere. And I think the answer for that is all right, give him and Bobby Petrino more time, spend that money on those players. So I think the idea of boosters, talking about coaching changes, it's a different world that we live in right now. And that's fine.
But you don't have a lot of billionaires, though.
No. And I mean, that's the reason why you go back and look at, that's the reason why I'm very curious to see the pass of Texas and Alabama, because I think Texas has a boatload of money, right? But they also have a lot of new money, a lot of new ideas, people that want to show off that money. I think Alabama is old money. I think Alabama, as you look at it for a long time, I think they might be a slightly behind the thought leaders when it comes to NIL and collective, because it's always been a bunch of old dudes that have been like, Bama's Bama. Like, why the hell do I need to? Do you know who the hell we are? We're Alabama. We don't need to go pay some kid this. Well, guess what? Quickly, you're gonna have to understand. You got to be able to ante up the same that everybody else is doing right now.
He is Peter Burns. Dylan wants you to show off the socks. Those are SEC Network socks.
Absolutely, man. Gotta do it right here.
Love it. SEC Network socks from
Can you
Burns.
get those in the store? Is there an SEC
no,
Network store?
Yeah,
it really should be.
What kind of sick F you do you need to be to actually wear SEC Network socks? Unless you're like me, who's picking up.
Are you in a contract negotiation?
Honestly, I am. So it's funny. So this is I'm in a contract year because we show up this week, and normally, we're like you guys, like we're casual, it's fun, and that's what sports talk radio is supposed to be, right? Like, no, I don't need a damn tuxedo to talk about, what Kirby did in the offseason, okay? And I show up, and I had a brand new blazer that I had just bought. I was like excited about it, and then Dorian got pissed because Dorian's wearing his medium.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
or whatever. And he's like, "What the hell are you doing?"
So that got out
30 seconds before, and I was like, I gotta dress nice this year.
Contract here.
Okay, I got a bet challenge for you guys.
Okay.
If Doring wins, or if you win, Doring's got to eat a tiger, like tiger meat, legitimately.
Those are protected, Lance.
Yeah, maybe. Probably figure it out. And then on the other side, if you win, then, or if Doring wins, you've got to eat 3 meals at Cafe Risque.
I remember as a kid,
I'd rather have to kill the tiger.
I remember as a kid, there was a moment where when we would see the billboards for Disney World, you get excited. And that's when I knew I had matured, is when we were take those road trips and I saw the Cafe Risque board. Like, Dad, what's that? And he's like,
shut up, kid.
Nope, not doing any of that.
Tougher meat at Cafe Risque or the tiger?
Both probably rode hard, put up wet. But have you guys ever been?
More so.
I've been one time.
One time. More surprises in the dark, Space Mountain or Cafe Risque?
Have you been?
No. That's why
it's
one time.
It's something.
But I've got to the point in my life too, is I want to experience like everything once. And I say that I was in Austria and I went like paragliding or whatever off the mountain. Something I would never do. And I went to a beer hall in Munich. I'm like, how many times in life is so fleeting, especially after what happened to me, nearly dying.
Yeah, almost dying.
I'm like, I want to go do stuff at some point when I'm here 25 years later and thinking about like, what's the crazy stuff that I did? Because I don't believe in life that there's a bad experience. I think there's either a good experience or a learning experience. And like, I don't know. We're
positive.
I like that, Bert. Yeah.
So needless to say, that means I'm going to go to Cafe Risque one time in my life.
I'm going to say learning experience.
Motivational speech. And then it ends with, so kids go to Cafe Risque. And
would you jump out of a plane?
Yeah, I think I would, especially after the what I just did in the paragliding or whatever like that. That was pretty badass. And I'm like, it's more of the anticipation, the actual event there. Because once you start doing it, you're like, well, hey, you're pot committed. And that's right. But it's a blast. So I'm gonna go do that stuff.
So once you take the leap, once you're off the edge.
You walk through the doors of Cafe Risque, buddy. You
all it is Waffle House with Waffle House strippers.
Wow.
Yeah.
Peter Burns, SEC Network and ESPN. Thank you, Burnsy. Always good to see you.
Could you clip that so I can put it on my highlight reel? I mean, it's just Waffle House with Waffle House strippers.
He summed it up perfectly.
That's Peter Burns. Yep.
Thanks, boys.
All right, Burnsy. Good to see you, buddy.
Committed and we're changing dealers. I like that. Hey, the show being brought to you today by a couple of our great sponsors. One of them is our friends at Twin Peaks.
Twin Peaks, great place to go. Seriously, like the polar opposite of what we were just talking about. Quality food, 29-degree cold beer. Hopefully you had an opportunity to get in there for the All-Star game last night, but a great place for lunch or dinner. Nobody does happy hour like Twin Peaks. Great bourbon selection. And again, Twin Peaks girls running around everywhere serving that 29-degree beer.
And we will do more of SEC Media Days, Hour 2 coming up, including Greg Sankey, who will join us momentarily, and we'll squeeze in our viewing menu on the other side. This is the next round from the College Football Hall of Fame in Atlanta, brought to you by our friends at Baptist Health.
Take the next round anywhere you go with official Next Round gear. Buy yours today at nextround.store.
I'm attorney Alexander Shinar, Alabama-born, Alabama-raised, and ready to fight for your rights. I have one of the largest firms in Alabama, and we are here to help you get the compensation you deserve. Call me, Alabama, 323-1000.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services being performed is greater than those of other lawyers.
We know emergencies can happen anytime, anywhere. With 6 ER locations throughout Central Alabama, Baptist Health is ready to provide expert care if you're facing one. When you choose Baptist Health, you'll find a place where chaos meets calm and uncertainty finds answers, giving you more reasons to choose well. To learn more about our high-quality emergency services, visit baptisthealthal.com/ER. baptisthealthal.com/ER. That's baptisthealthal.com/ER.
Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090.
As we all know, there's no off season when it comes to college football. If you want to stay in the know with all things Auburn, join us over on thebarnauburn.com and get $25 off your annual subscription. We'll keep you up to date and give you exclusive content all the way to the first Saturday of football season on thebarnauburn.com.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about one of our favorite places for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is Hamburger Heaven since 1982. Hamburger Heaven has been serving Birmingham's best hamburgers, cheeseburgers, French fries, hand-spun milkshakes, and sandwiches made fresh to order. All of their ingredients are fresh and prepared daily. This includes their beef, always fresh, never frozen, hand-pattied each and every day. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, visit any of the 4 locations, Highway 280, Irondale, Gardendale, and Homewood.
Remember the name Way to Wellness if you're battling weight loss in your life. I'm Jim Dunaway from the Next Round. There was a time I was over 216 pounds until Way to Wellness helped me lose 45 pounds, and now for over 2 years, they've helped me keep that weight off. Here's their website, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. That's a great name for a website because there's no cookie-cutter plan. Everything is designed specifically for you. No contract, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation is free at Way to Wellness. Hey friends, if you're looking to expand your business and inform the Next Round audience about your exciting brand, contact us at sales@nextroundlive.com to be part of the team and advertise your product to hundreds of thousands of potential consumers on our ever-expanding platform. Let the Next Round help take your business to the next level. Get more information by emailing us at sales@nextroundlive.com, and one of our team members will work with you to build a plan to take your business to the next level with the Next Round.
The World Wide Web is a large place. Find all your favorite people and content in the same spot. NextRoundLive.com is full of wonderful tidbits about the show you know and love. Find our gear, listen to your favorite personalities, follow our socials, and enjoy your trip to NextRoundLive.com.
It's bow time. Tired of choosing between sweet and savory? Why not have both? Introducing Bojangles' new chicken and bowberry waffles. The bold Cajun chicken filet you love, now drizzled with a bowberry honey glaze and sandwiched between 2 warm waffles. Which means your favorite meal of the day just met your new favorite dish. And lucky for you, it's served all day. But it's only here for a limited time, so try chicken and bowberry waffles at Bojangles today. It's bow time.
I'm attorney Alexander Shinar, Alabama born, Alabama raised, and ready to fight for your rights. I have one of the largest firms in Alabama, and we are here to help you get the compensation you deserve. Call me, Alabama, 323-1000.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services being performed is greater than those of other lawyers.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, the Next Round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
Okay, hour number 2. Here's what we got for you this hour. We're about to do 4 downs, viewing menu, a couple other things here, and then we will get to Greg Sankey, SEC Commissioner, his annual visit with us. We never know where it's going to go. Usually it's slated for 30 minutes, and one time it went 3 hours. It will not go 3 hours today, but we always look forward to talking to the commissioner of the Southeastern Conference. That is coming up a little bit later on this hour, but the entire coverage here in Atlanta, all week long, and including tomorrow, is all brought to you by the folks at Baptist Health.
Yeah, in partnership with Orlando Health, Baptist Health is celebrating a new day in healthcare. And through the partnership, will advance in providing innovative and compassionate patient care, strengthening the organization's mission to improve the health and quality of life of the individuals and communities where we live and where Baptist Health serves. Central Alabama's only private, not-for-profit, faith-based healthcare system dedicated to providing high-quality, accessible care for the communities of Central Alabama. It is Baptist Health. They are the exclusive sponsor of our coverage of SEC Media Days.
And Tim, I know I told you that we would do 4 downs, but before we do that, can you give me cut number 2? Because Kirby Smart sort of flew under the radar a little bit yesterday here as I mean, he's the coach right now. He is the number 1 coach in the SEC, but we had the Auburn day, and then Kirby was later in the day, and he's just sort of got caught up in the wash. But Kirby's in an interesting spot right now at Georgia, I believe, because you nailed it earlier, Lance. All the focus isn't on Georgia this year for the first time in a long, long time. It's been Georgia since 2021. And now this year it's not Georgia.
Well, the first time we doubted Georgia was going into that game against Texas. They went it with a backup quarterback. They underachieved, obviously losing to Notre Dame in the college football playoffs. But it is so strange. Like, there was a time where we came here and we knew it was going to be Georgia or Alabama, and it was going to be such a slight margin that it was, going to be 1A, 1B. And it's just amazing in year 2. Texas, it seems like it's got this separation with perception.
But here's my official SEC ballot.
And I wonder how much of that is Arch, honestly.
Oh, I think a lot of it is. Well, and they've been to the semifinals 2 straight years.
That's true.
My SEC ballot, everybody gets a chance to vote here. LSU 1, Bama 2, Texas 3, Georgia 4.
Tell Kirby
4.
It felt weird.
I mean, that's fighting to make the playoffs.
Yeah, but would you be surprised if those 4 teams are in the top 6 or 7?
No.
Yeah.
No, that's my point. And then I expect Ole Miss to still be good. I expect Oklahoma to be really good. I expect Florida to be good. I expect Texas A&M to be good. Auburn, South Carolina. I put Tennessee at 11.
I would see that. You shit on Tennessee.
You did.
Tennessee at 11.
Have you looked at Missouri's schedule? You got them 12. That schedule Connor pointed out yesterday. So easy.
Yeah, how disappointing is the year for Missouri with that schedule if they're 12?
Yeah.
But there's got to be somebody that's sitting at 12, so I get it. Like,
well, I just couldn't. I know their schedule's weak. I just couldn't put them any higher because I don't respect their football team like I do these other 11.
I can't believe. Look at Vanderbilt. I mean, if Vanderbilt is sitting at 14, I mean, Clark Lee can give him a lifetime extension, right?
Yep. Ahead of Kentucky and
Because
Mississippi.
I mean, that was the for sure thing. Like, not who was going to be 1. It was Vanderbilt's going to be, at 1 point, 12, 14, 16. They were always going to be last.
There will be a big scheduling decision made by the SEC, and we'll talk to Greg Sankey about it coming soon. They have a plan, they say, if they stay at 8 games, to protect 2 teams for some schools. But Kirby got asked yesterday about, keeping Auburn on the schedule for the Georgia Bulldogs. Here is Kirby Smart talking about 8 or 9 games, and he's like Nick Saban. He's always wanted more.
Your thoughts on the SEC going to 9 games and the importance of the Auburn-Georgia game being played every year?
Yeah, every game in the SEC is important. I mean, I get it. That's a huge rivalry game. That's a tradition that I love. I grew up in Southwest Georgia, where it's easier to get to Auburn than it was Georgia from where I lived. So I respect that rivalry, but they're all big games, and so I would hate to lose that one if that happened. I think that's speculation, but. The 8-9 debate, everybody wants to have it, and I feel like we talk about it year-round except for during the season. During the season, we talk about the season, and this is the talking season, so everybody wants to talk about it. I don't have a preference. Forever, I was a 9-game proponent because it was better for our fan bases. It was better for television. It was better for increasing revenue, which is a huge demand right now on college athletics. So I like the idea of 9. My concern with the idea of 9 is, how are we picking the 12 or 14 teams, and who's picking them, and what do they value? Because I don't think we saw value in adding 9 more losses to our league last year in terms of the way they picked the teams. And, some people will take maybe resentment in that, but I don't look at it that way. I look at it as if we're going to play a 9th game, we need the right people making the right decisions in terms of who goes in.
Kirby would say at some point that it's different in the SEC and the Big Ten. And if you don't believe that, then you don't really know football. And he said that. So Kirby Smart, yesterday about the 8 and 9 game, but really about keeping Auburn on the schedule. He's a proponent of 9 games. That gets us to our 4 downs today, brought to you by, in part, our friends at Bojangles Brownie.
Bojangles reminds you it could be bow time. Everybody loves good dipping sauce. You know what goes great with a good dipping sauce? Those hand-breaded tenders you get right now at Bojangles, and you can go enjoy those for lunch at Bojangles right now. Don't forget, whether it is heat or sweet, you can try that barbecue or you can try that honey mustard. You want some heat? Creamy buffalo, peach honey pepper. You want some smooth and creamy house-made ranch, jalapeno ranch, our classic Bo sauce ready and waiting. So head to Bojangles, order some hand-breaded tenders with your favorite sauce today. It's Bo time.
First down.
You can take the Oklahoma job or any job in the Big 12. Your pick.
Oklahoma, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That program has won in the 50s, in the 70s,
but the only reason I ask this is back to Texas Tech. If you could take that program over and you had that kind of support, you should be able to win that conference every 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
And that puts you in the college football playoff.
See, I agree. And I was about to say, I don't even know if you told me I could have any Big 12 job, which one I would take. Like, you can have any Big 12 job you take.
Right now it would be Texas Tech.
I think so, just because of the resources.
I mean, do you know how absurd that sounds 3 or 4 years ago even?
Second, it would probably be BYU.
One reason
I know they got money.
One reason Mike Leach is going to be honored in this building in which we sit is because he won at Texas Tech. And everybody was like, I mean, if you can win at Texas Tech and Washington State and Mississippi State, you ought to be in the College Football Hall of Fame. Now we're saying that might be the job you would take in the Big 12.
That is my prediction, that Texas Tech's not going to win the Big 12 just because it's so wide open. And I think Joey McGuire is going to end up getting fired because I think they are going to, I don't know who the guy would be, but I think they're going to overpay for somebody.
Well, I remember, I still have the text from my buddy Van, because on the show I said, Joey McGuire, when we were talking, I don't know what we were talking about coaches being fired. I said, Joey McGuire could get fired. And I don't know, one of you or both of you disagreed at that one moment. And then I brought up the NIL. If you're spending that much money and you don't deliver, they're going to fire you.
Oh, I would have disagreed until you really process that, because 7-6, 8-4. I mean, those are
great Texas Tech numbers.
Yeah, but not when you're got that kind of money.
Yeah, but Oklahoma, Oklahoma had a down year last year. They're going to be good this year. There's championships in Oklahoma,
and it
always is,
because they're always paired together because of the Red River Shootout, and they came to the SEC together. I think Oklahoma's got the historically better program than Texas.
Oh, yeah.
We act like Texas does so much, but Oklahoma's got the better program. So I would take Oklahoma.
Second down.
National championship first. I'll give you the combination of Florida State and Miami or the Florida Gators.
Confidence in any of them.
I'm going to go the Florida Gators here, simply because they're in the SEC and not the ACC. I think the SEC Big Ten, they win the national championships until the end of time.
I never thought we would. I really didn't think we'd live in a day of doing, what we do with Florida State, Miami, and Florida being this average.
Yeah. Oh, I agree. I mean, that used to be.
Well, this girl introduced herself the other day. Finish that thought. It's different. Go ahead.
Okay. No, it just used to be like, if you can't win in Florida, I mean,
if you got the scraps of recruiting, you're getting 4- and 5-star guys.
Yeah, I mean, that was the recruiting hotbed of the world, and everybody was staying home, and they were just dominating. And now, recruiting has become more global, and bad coaching hires. I don't know what you pin it all on, But it is amazing the way those three have fallen off together.
This girl introduced, hey, I wanted to meet you. It's my first ever SEC. I'm new in the business, my first ever SEC Media Days. And I said, hey, nice meeting you. I'm Jim. It's my 32nd SEC Media Days. And she's like, I hope I can get to 30 Media Days. And I said to her, I said,
you threw her his jersey.
I said 30 years from now, the SEC will not be around. No. I said it'll be two super conferences. And
we won't call it the SEC.
We may call it the SEC. We may call it the South.
Oh, they will, Jim. I think you've lived in our part of the world long enough to know they will rip that title out of our cold dead hands. We will not give up the thing that says Southeastern before conference.
Just saying it, maybe just North and South.
You know, I was at the
we're 0-1 in that one.
I went to the aquarium yesterday, and by the way, it is a fantastic.
It's
aquarium.
unbelievable.
It really is
one of the best in the world. I heard,
but you know,
I stayed across from it. I'm not going to go.
It talked about mass extinction over the different time periods, and it had different things. Do you think when we have mass extinction, people will talk about SEC football?
They'll wonder if we're still playing the games.
I mean, it's like the Megalodon.
Yeah. That girl will be at an SEC Media Days in the future, and it'll be the Southern Media Days or the South Division Media Days, and she'll be like, I remember when they called us the SEC. Let's do third down.
Third down.
Current job longer, Kalen DeBoer at Alabama or Jim Harbaugh with the LA Chargers?
Well, you're not going to leave Alabama to go anywhere unless he went to the NFL, and I just don't think that's Kalen DeBoer's game there. I've never thought of him as an NFL coach. Seems like a college coach, so he'd have to get fired. I mean, you're not going to leave Alabama to take another job.
I don't know if you could say that. Michigan, Ohio State.
Oh, you wouldn't leave Alabama for Michigan? Why would you leave Alabama for Michigan?
He's from South Dakota. You don't know how he grew up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He may have grew up in respecting the Michigan-Ohio State rivalry.
Well, maybe so, but Alabama's a better program than Michigan. I don't think you'd leave out. But anyway, I mean, if Harbaugh doesn't start, I say doesn't start, he was in his first year last year.
And he got to the postseason.
He got to the postseason. But the thing that has always been the knock on Justin Herbert, his quarterback, is he cannot deliver in the postseason. So at some point, they're going to have to deliver.
Yeah,
I'll say DeBoer longer.
I say look at John, and the Harbaughs like to work.
They do.
So
Yeah.
Jim's going to work. So I think he'll still be coaching the Chargers. Kalen could go 10 years and decide, hey, man, 10 great years. I've made a ton of money here, and I'm going to go enjoy the rest of my life.
But if he makes it 10 years, he had a good run.
He's been successful,
Yeah, 10 years is unbelievable. But I think Kalen DeBoer is going to be successful at Alabama. So it depends on, did he value the Michigan game against Ohio State when he was a kid in South Dakota? Does he want to coach at Michigan one day? Does he want to go to the NFL? Or does he, after 10 years, does he want to just retire to a lake somewhere in South Dakota?
Fourth down.
So Will Ferrell is 58 today. Barry Sanders is 57.
Oh, boy.
Better overall career.
Barry Sanders.
I don't know, man. That's a tough one. I mean, Will Ferrell has had a tremendous career.
Yep.
I never would have thought Will Ferrell from SNL, and I thought he was funny back then. I never would have thought that he would have the impact he has had in film.
Yeah,
and not that it's good film. I mean, some of them are like, your old schools and, your cameo in Wedding Crashers.
Was he SNL cast member?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I never knew he was.
Yeah.
I knew he appeared on it a lot. I never knew he was actually a cast member. What years?
This was early 90s, 90s to early to late 90s, I guess.
Wow, I never knew that.
You don't remember him in More Cowbell?
I remember him in that, but I thought he was the guest host.
And then
Christopher Walken was. Remember Christopher Walken's the one that's like, Buzz.
Yeah, Sherry O'Terry, they would do the cheer thing.
Yeah.
I thought
the Spartan cheerleaders.
He was a guest host.
You just thought he guest hosted all the time.
Yeah, I thought he was always around for those bits. I never knew he was an actual member.
Will Ferrell's back with us.
Yeah.
Will Ferrell.
I think I'm going to go Will Ferrell, Lance, and I respect the heck out of Barry Sanders.
See, I think Barry Sanders was great. I've never thought Will Ferrell's been great at anything.
Well, I thought you said Barry Bonds.
No, well, that would have been easy, Barry Bonds.
That's why I said. That's why I went quickly. Barry Bonds.
No, Barry Sanders. Barry Sanders. It was so abbreviated. We got gypped on Barry Sanders.
Oh, we did. It was very abbreviated.
I would go Barry Sanders.
Yeah. I'm going to go with.
But Will Ferrell, man, longevity.
I'm going to go. Will Ferrell, Barry Sanders is closer. I'm still going to go Barry Sanders.
Tyler running video says the old prospector is the best Will Ferrell bit. That was a pretty funny bit.
I thought it was guest host again.
Hey, I finally saw it a couple of years ago, Talladega Nights. Did James Sr. endorse it?
I don't think he ever saw it.
I've actually never seen Talladega Nights.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
Coulter's in it. Matt Coulter's in it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He would have loved Marty's. Whenever we do Marty, he would have loved Marty's thing. So it would have been good. Is he next with us?
Oh, Greg Sankey's early. You want to go ahead and break?
Yeah. Let's go ahead and let's not even break. Let's just.
Are we gonna? Whoa! What are we gonna do then? We got to go to the top of the hour. We're just blowing a break.
Yeah, okay. We'll take a quick break.
Yeah.
And then we'll come back and hear from Greg Sankey. As we go to break here, tell us about our friend Alexander Shinara.
Alexander Shinara Trial Attorneys. You pay nothing unless they win your case. Alexander Shinara is a Birmingham guy, and he wanted to do something for his community. What he wanted to do was build a firm that could face any issue his community faced. Well, they now not only handle any personal injury claim, but claims for fire and storm damage, bad drug and device claims, disability, workers' compensation, and a host of other claims. When you find yourself in need of a lawyer, call the Alexander Shinara Trial Attorneys. You pay nothing unless they win your case. Shinara.com, Shinara.com.
The man, SEC Commissioner Greg Sankey. When we come back, SEC Media Days from the College Football Hall of Fame presented by Baptist Health.
Follow Scott Forrester on Twitter at Scott Forrester TV.
I'm attorney Alexander Shinara, Alabama born, Alabama raised, and ready to fight for your rights. I have one of the largest firms in Alabama, and we are here to help you get the compensation you deserve. Call me, Alabama, 323-1000.
Your representation states that the quality of legal services being performed is greater than those of other lawyers.
We know emergencies can happen anytime, anywhere. With 6 ER locations throughout central Alabama, Baptist Health is ready to provide expert care if you're facing one. When you choose Baptist Health, you'll find a place where chaos meets calm and uncertainty finds answers, giving you more reasons to choose well. To learn more about our high-quality emergency services, visit baptisthealthal.com/ER. baptisthealthal.com/ER. That's baptisthealthal.com/ER.
What are you waiting for? It's non-stop gaming action at Birmingham Racecourse Casino. Come play more than 900 of the latest and greatest games around, featuring fun bonuses and big jackpots. You can wager and win on horse and greyhound races from all over the world. There are more ways to win at Birmingham Racecourse Casino. Birmingham Racecourse Casino, located off I-459, exit 31, Derby Parkway. Must be 21 or older.
Do you need some refreshed college wear to represent your team this year? Shop Roback's Game Day collection that includes both Alabama and Auburn. From quarter zips to hoodies, Roback has it all. Get 20% off on us using code TNR20 at roback.com.
All right, Auburn fans, I want you to become a member of thebarnauburn.com and join in on the fun. Whether it's recruiting discussions, off-season chatter, or the latest Auburn athletics news, we've got it all. Get $25 off your annual subscription when you sign up for your account at thebarnauburn.com today. War Eagle.
Man, I love a good meal. I'm Jim Dunaway. A good meal is what you get with my friend Sterling at Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster. We're talking great southern fried chicken, wonderful sides, hand-cut chicken fingers, po' boys, and those Mississippi Delta recipe tamales. You got a perfect menu for everybody. Champy's Chicken is perfect for watching the big game, or taking a meal to the lake house, down to the coast, or stay in the restaurant and dine in a great atmosphere. It's all made fresh to order right there on 119 in Alabaster, Champy's Chicken. Follow Next Round Live on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. The social media team at Next Round Live is dedicated to giving you daily news conferences and practice video from UAB, Alabama, Auburn, and around college football. Follow and compare to the sites you used to visit. You'll also get the latest highlights and news from the Next Round Daily Show. Turn on the notifications so you don't miss a thing. Follow Next Round Live on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. See more at nextroundlive.com. Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
It's bow time. Tired of choosing between sweet and savory? Why not have both? Introducing Bojangles' new chicken and bowberry waffles. The bold Cajun chicken filet you love, now drizzled with a bowberry honey glaze and sandwiched between two warm waffles. Which means your favorite meal of the day just met your new favorite dish. And lucky for you, it's served all day. But it's only here for a limited time, so try chicken and bowberry waffles at Bojangles today. It's bow time.
I'm attorney Alexander Shinar, Alabama born, Alabama raised, and ready to fight for your rights. I have one of the largest firms in Alabama, and we are here to help you get the compensation you deserve. Call me, Alabama, 323-1000.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than those of other lawyers.
Do Texas, Oklahoma.
No table. Yeah.
No table. We're just the next round now.
And then there was the three of you and somebody, and now you have like
we got a lots of characters.
Welcome back to Atlanta. SEC Media Days. Greg Sankey busting our tails right here on our name that we came up with. We had to do something.
Yep. You remembered that back in Hoover when we launched, we lost the table. Was what you were
the
saying.
next round.
Yeah.
It had been the round table, and there was some intellectual property dispute.
There indeed was. Yes.
You could not take the table.
That is absolutely right.
The radio studio.
Yeah.
There's no table.
I think there's
no table.
I think there is no table. That is
Live
the
at
point
the
of
name.
That's right.
We're not round.
I think
be in a circle.
I think you've found out that
now the staff's coming in.
I know. Yeah, it's more staff.
By the way, Arigatos.
Yeah. Taylor's wearing. We've been talking shoes. Greg Sankey's a shoes hound.
These are Martin Dingman.
Hey, we were talking NIL. Is there a chance one day private equity will buy a team?
Well, we dove right in, didn't we?
Well, I mean, that fascinates me.
Yeah.
Because you got rogue spenders. We were talking about Lovett, Texas Tech, and their billionaire they've got. I mean, if the guy wanted to spend $1 billion on football right now, he could.
So you're saying there's a chance?
There's a chance. I mean, it sounds crazy.
It bubbled up. If you, and I've had any number of conversations. There always has to be an exit strategy, and so there's like a fixed asset that's very different in its nature from like go up to Truist Park, right? What they've built from a development real estate standpoint, that's a different reality than some of the dynamics in college sports. And if you think about state public universities versus private colleges versus franchises, and then you go talk, like I had a conversation with Rob Manfred Monday night. The inflow of private equity is incredibly restricted at that level. And I've said to our folks, if you look at what the NFL is allowed, what the Major League Baseball group is allowed, it's not like somebody made an offer and they said, okay, we like that offer. They went through a process to establish parameters, very restrictive. There's no ownership, there's no board seat sort of thing for any of that engagement. And I think before you'd ever get to a chance being reality, you'd be working through those kind of circumstances. You also need to think about, nobody's doing things for free. Like private equity firms or financial firms don't come in and say, hey, we're really good-hearted, charitable kind of endeavor here. Here's the money, just keep it and do what you want. They want to return.
Hey, these 16 properties aren't restaurants, so they all work. I mean, they seem like no-brainers.
Yeah, well, they want to return. So we took out a credit facility during COVID, so we didn't have sport reductions or personnel reductions. You actually have to pay that back with interest, and it's pretty economic to do what we've done. But when you're in the process of paying back that money, or they're drafting that money, or you have to give board seats, that's a different dynamic that requires more care than just, hey, there's a pot of money out there, go grab it.
I assume Regions finances everything. They do your loans.
We have Regions and Truist, actually, a combination.
Oh, God.
They made that public at the time, so we did make that public. So
Say it takes two banks for the SEC.
So much money, two banks. Greg Sankey's with us, always kind with his time. We've got some typical stuff that we'll ask him about, but then we'll get off the beaten path, as we always love to do with him. So one of the typical questions you get right now is about the playoffs. The automatic qualifiers, I think at one point there was floated out 4 for the Big Ten, 4 for the SEC, and down the line. And then there's a 5+11 that seems to be what the SEC is more in line with now. What was the pivot point for you from the 4 automatic qualifiers to the 5+11?
Let me give the background so people understand. Like 5-11 is almost owned in conversations now. The 12-team playoff has 5 conference champions embedded within that. That's like a baseline issue that exists within go-forward agreements. So it's 5 whatever, 5-7, 5-9. If you want to go to 13, which would be an unlucky number, it'd be 5-8.
Right.
It's like the change bank from Saturday Night Live. We're talking about numbers. So 5-11 is 16, but the 5's embedded in the agreements for 5 conference champions. So let's just start with that understanding. Then the next question is, well, how many do you want? Do you want 12? Do you want 14? Do you want 16? Do you want the Mike Leach idea of 64? Nobody's really talked about that, but he was here last time with us. So just a shout out to Coach Leach. And then how do you populate the bracket? So that's the issue, right?
Right.
And it's all intertwined. The 5's not going away. It's just, is it 7, 9, or 11 to get to 12, 14, or 16? If we don't do anything, we're at 12. 12 is actually the format for 26. It was agreed upon. It was just initiated 2 years early, and I think at the right time. How do you populate it? So there's the 4-4-2-2. There's the 4-4-3-3. And let's see, that's 4-4-3-3-1-1, which is 1 for the group of 5 and then 1 at large. 4-4-2-2. 1 for the group of 5, and that leaves 8, 12, 3 at larges.
Yeah. Right.
That is literally the Saturday Night Live chain thing with Phil Hartman. Where we came out after looking at it is, hey, if you look at the 4 AQs, there are a lot of years we'd have more than 4 involved in a 16-team field. Like last year, if it was 16, we would have had 5 or 6. I'm sorry, we would have had 6. So
who would South Carolina the 6th?
Yeah, so South Carolina would have been in as well. I think that's right. Do you just go to that and say they're all at large? The Big Ten's idea is we're going to allocate the 4. And when our coaches looked at it and we talked about a play-in weekend as well, they're like, wait, we got to play an SEC schedule 8 or 9 and then another game to access the CFP. And that created the pivot to say, hey, we could access a whole bunch of bids if we have the right selection criteria that honors a strong schedule and you grow to 16, that gives more opportunities. That became the focus.
I take it by your statement just a moment ago that the idea of a Saturday where 3 plays 6, 4 plays 5 probably didn't have much legs to it with the coaches.
Been destined, yeah. And so that model has 1 playing 2 in a championship game,
right?
3, 6, 4, 5.
And the 1, 2 are automatically in the playoff.
Yep. And then there's the 1, 8. Again, we're in the change bank. This is literally like, I've been at dinners where there's ideas going around. And I'm just like tuning it out because we're just making up numbers at that point.
Yeah.
You want to change for a 20? I can give you 2 10s. I can give you a 10 and 2 5s.
Phil Hartman.
How do you make money? With volume. Go back and watch it. That's
Phil Hartman
exactly
was so good. Yes.
So what we said is we think growing to 16 is the right direction. We think there are enough quality teams to populate that field. When you play that is an enormously problematic issue. That just is. And nobody wants to be told, hey, the calendar's a problem. You can't do this. Well, let's say we go to 16. The next thing that was said by our membership is we really need to look at the selection process and protocol and the information used to inform those decisions to make sure it's rewarding the best teams. And understand the existing protocol was linked to a 14 playoff. And so when you're evaluating 12-0 and 11-1, that's one aspect. Now with the 12-team playoff, you're evaluating the top 4. So that segment, what's the difference between 4 and 5? Then you're evaluating the next 4 who get a home game. And the pivot to rankings, populating the bracket rather than seedings, I think is appropriate. Then the next 4. And those next 4 may be altered when a Clemson, the ACC champion, is outside the 12 and comes in. So how all those evaluations play out was expected to be part of the deep dive done when we had like a 3-year window to lead into the playoff expansion. And we lost a year and a half because people became obstinate. And now we're playing not catch up, but we're doing that intense, detailed planning as we're launching the ship.
There was a time SEC championship game winner was in, the loser was out. There was all this excitement. I didn't know what to expect this year. End up being a great game between Georgia and Texas. Do you foresee one year in the future that maybe there's not an SEC championship game?
I don't foresee that. People ask that. It's not been a primary agenda item. I think even last year, as an example, Georgia was the conference champion. And I've seen the championship ring. That's a big deal still, and that means something to the team. The 2 teams in it weren't critical of the game. In fact, you could argue it created some advantages. Georgia had a bye. Now then it created a narrative, well, all the teams with byes lost. You have to look deeply at that. there were 4 of those teams. 2 of them were underdogs, even though they had buys because of the way you were pulled into the buy system with Arizona State and Boise. Then you had a close game, which was Georgia and Notre Dame. That close game would have happened whether there was a conference championship game or not. Then you had a rematch that was a blowout. So I don't look at it as detrimental. And Texas had the opportunity to play in Mercedes-Benz Stadium and then play again where they met Arizona State. But it'll be a continuing conversation topic. It's where do you want to put your emphasis? Is it just on national championship or bust? We've generally been a conference that said the value of a conference championship remains highly important here.
Is there one thing that, and you may not be able to tell me, what's your biggest concern when you wake up and you go into the office?
My biggest concern is I don't get to pick one concern.
Yeah.
I thought of that after somebody asked me the question earlier, so I'd love to tell you that I'm that quick-witted, but I'm not. There's so much. And that's why when I was writing remarks, I literally start after Destin, and it starts to predominate my thinking, like, what the heck am I going to say at media days? And so I went to Herb Vincent, who's in charge of our communication. I said, Herb, I'm not going to speak at all. I'm just going to say, what do you want to ask me? He's like, no, you can't do that, because then everybody else gets to set the agenda. Like, okay, so I'm only going to talk for like 7 minutes. And when you're talking for 7 minutes, it's like 3 times as much work to reduce the information. And then I have all these inputs. Well, Bobby Gaston passed away. Bob Holt, one on him, what happened in Central Texas, Hurricane Helene. We thank everybody for being here. And now you're 6 minutes in before you've said anything. And so I was trying to figure out, what do you say? And you come to the realization, had I written my speech a week ago like I wanted to, everything changes every week.
It does.
So here's the list of issues to answer your question. What of those is most important? Is it the college football playoff? Is it Congress? Is it transfers? Is it litigation? Is it state laws? I don't have the luxury of picking one of those. We're dealing with a dynamic environment every day.
For a minute, he was Jack Nicholson. I don't have the luxury that you have.
You want me on that wall.
Yeah, you have that luxury.
You want me on that wall.
I don't have the luxury to have only one concern.
It gets, Greg Sankey is with us, the SEC commissioner. It gets painted that you and Tony Petitti, your counterpart in the Big Ten, are the ones that want an expansion of the NCAA basketball tournament and nobody else does, and it's greed of the SEC and the Big Ten pushing that. Is that a fair narrative?
That's nonsense.
So why is it being discussed?
Well, it's easy to blame us.
Yeah.
I spoke about it in an interview with Pat Forty like 2 or 3 years ago, that I spent the whole month of June in NCAA meetings where people are freaking out about things being taken away. And so I said, look, I'm not trying to make headlines here, which, by the way, whenever I say that, I don't say what follows the comment.
That's right. You end up making headlines.
But I think we should look at expanding the tournament. I never predicted a number. I never dictated a number. I have colleagues, you can go find them on the record, putting numbers out there during their career. So I have been favorable towards tournament expansion. I'm not demanding it. And part of what I said, I actually was going to say it first because I thought it was a nice, easy issue. And then everybody said, well, if you talk about basketball first, then you'll be criticized. You're not talking about this. To say, I don't know if people paid attention. We have 16 teams. We got 14 in the 68-team field. We're going to be fine if it grows or doesn't grow. What I think philosophically, so forget the SEC. North Carolina State last season, not 24-25, but 23-24, 11 seed goes to the Final Four. Syracuse played in Dayton one year, went to the Sweet 16. UCLA did that from that position. VCU did it years ago. What that tells you, Ole Miss in the College World Series, last team in, so like low 40s RPI, wins the thing. The competitive bandwidth from 1 to 50 in the net is pretty tight, and arguably even a bit tighter now, even though all the 1 seeds left. But a lot of talent out there. So the top 50 teams merit inclusion in the NCAA tournament. Nobody shows up at like Midnight Madness, as it used to be known, said, I'm looking forward to being in the NIT, doggone it. So let's create opportunities to reward people. I think there's modest growth, 72, probably 76. Now, the question is, can it be facilitated by TV? Does it work economically? Does it work logistically? If it can't, then let's move on. Let's not just go make a bad deal to expand. That's the best I can explain. I think Tony feels the same way from our conversations. He needs to speak for himself, but it's not like we're pounding our fist demanding it. I introduced the idea, but I wasn't the first to introduce it. And I did it at a day or at a time when everybody's worried about things being taken away. I also did an interview with Pete Thamel where, as mildly as possible, I observed long-term there could be pressure on AQs. And really what was conveyed there was that we're not taking them away, but this notion that you send 10 and 11 seeds to Dayton while the 15 seeds get a free pass to the first round. Like those 10 and 11 seeds could be highly competitive teams that are eliminating each other based on the bounce of a ball. That's where I think growth and expansion ought to be considered. And I don't think it's detrimental. I don't think it hurts an American institution. We don't have the courage to limit the members of Division I in total. So we're like at 360. So
Right.
we can add everybody who wants in, but we can't grow the basketball tournament. I just think that's a little bit intellectually inconsistent.
I've got to get my.
It was a much longer answer than you want.
I got to get my one sheet 64 bracket for Thursday though. Whatever you want to do before that Thursday, so I can have my office pool.
You know what? America needs to have a sense of urgency to get those things filled out. We have that in our family. We have a family Starbucks debate. Well, not a bet, just a debate that my youngest daughter wins the last 3 years because I'm completely biased. Like there's people who've made me mad. They could have the number one ranked team undefeated. And like I have my own biases. So I had an all SEC Final Four. I think I had 7 of 8 in the Elite 8. I was close.
You're
closer than some people wanted.
You were close.
Do you follow Lane Kiffin on Twitter?
He is in. Yeah, I think I do.
I think I do.
And when I'm in there's the who you follow, and then there's recommended for you. He may be in the recommended for me.
Yeah,
I would highly recommend it for you.
Sometimes Lane shares his thoughts directly, though.
You
I don't have to go to.
You don't follow me. You follow Brown, but it's a long standing.
Wow.
How do you know that?
Oh, because I
that.
jacked, man. But it was Greg Sankey.
That's good. You almost hit me on 119.
That's right. And Greg Sankey and I go back to the Jacksonville State days, the Southland Conference. So
it was Nashville when he came back and he hung out with us for 3 hours. And I was like, God, I love that guy.
Did he follow you and unfollow you like where you'd see it, back and forth?
Is that a thing? Can
all
you
those
do that?
things are off. I turned all my notifications off.
Yeah,
you have to want to get to me on social media.
Have you ever sent a group text to all 16 coaches?
I don't think I have. We have people for that.
That's under the pay grade. Yeah.
I did it this morning with athletics directors and presidents in different texts, but I don't think I've done it to all 16 coaches. I take that back. I have in like men's basketball. We had some changes, some very specific reasons, but usually we have staff dedicated to the sport who will do that.
Have you ever run into a coach in the wild? Just randomly at the beach, grocery store, concert?
Because you and I were Nate Oates at Disney World one time, like at Christmas time. So that's one.
How crazy is that, though?
That I was like, double take.
Yeah.
I think that may have been his first or second year.
Yeah. I ran into Brian Harsin at Disney, but he was no longer an SEC coach after that.
He was spending y'all's money.
Yeah,
Nate's done well since our.
Nate's fine. Yeah.
I'm trying to think. I see a lot in the Atlanta airport in different sports.
No, I can imagine.
Not football coaches, by the way. I've had.
You and I were both at Metallica here a couple of months ago.
Yeah, I've had some FBO encounters, like private plane encounters where you get off and they're like, "Oh wow, you're here." I was in a hotel room, I was in a hotel in New York, and Jeff Lebby was there, so I knew Jeff from his Auburn days. He was with Hubert Davis, met Hubert there. So yeah, it'll happen randomly.
What's the most fun you had this summer? What was one thing you did to get away from your big table of concerns?
We have we had a family reunion with my in-laws. That was at the top of my list.
Really?
Well, there's some sarcasm in that, it sounds like.
Folly Beach, South Carolina.
Yeah, with the in-laws.
Played Kiowa Ocean Course.
Oh, how amazing is that?
I signed up for that. The early tee time. There was one spot.
All right.
I go. I didn't know who I was going to play with. I just had wanted to play it. I was close. Walking up, and there's a Greystone logo on a bag.
Are you serious?
Wow.
A guy from Birmingham.
Are you serious? How random is that?
Completely random.
So you played the early?
Yeah. No, we have a lake house in central New York where I grew up. I was born in Auburn, New York. And there's a place called Skaneateles, which has a spectacular lake. Like I can't accurately describe how beautiful it is. And that's a really healthy place for me. So sitting on the dock of my lake, place, and reading a book is high level.
Still phone off?
I did not look at my cell phone from like the evening of July 3rd, because we do flares around the lake, and through July 4th until about noon July 4th.
How good does that feel?
I knew something was going on.
Oh yeah, of course. Of course, you know you're going to
peek at it, but I didn't respond.
I know you're more of a reader, but Succession or Yellowstone?
I've never watched Yellowstone. I caught Succession like on airplanes and a couple times in a hotel room.
Good show.
It popped up. Cal was on there one time. Cal Perry made an appearance. The lack of continuity. No, I'm sorry. That was Billions that Cal was on.
Yeah.
Succession I watched. Yeah, it got a little wonky at times. Curb Your Enthusiasm.
That's a great. Okay, so these guys are Seinfeld guys. I never was Seinfeld, but I love Curb. I don't know if you were both. Do you think one's better than the other?
Look, I'm not telling people to watch Kirk because there's some stuff in there that I don't personally endorse.
Right.
Highly awkward.
But you do laugh at it.
I laugh at other stuff.
Right.
Like, the Swans attacking him on the golf course, or the one that I love, horizontal pull, vertical tug. When he's sitting on the bench watching the golf lesson for free.
Right.
And then he goes out and he tees off, and Jeff says, "No, you've never hit it that far." And he uses the horizontal pull, vertical tug.
Yeah.
And hits the guy in front of him who happens to be.
I mean, he is the modern day
auditory challenge, and he's waving his arms. I mean, that whole shtick. And then the weatherman scene where he's like predicting rain so that there won't be anybody on the golf course, and Larry calls him on that. I think there's one. Look, I'm a Baptist, and I worked for a guy who was of the Jewish tradition, and we had conversations. So there's one episode about Larry coming up on a river baptism, and his interpretation is it's not a baptism. It's like he's trying to drown this person that goes running in. It's the notion of stepping outside how you view the world a time or two. I don't know if I just got in trouble with all that.
But I tell you, Larry David can get away with. I mean, he's the modern day Mel Brooks. There's just a lot of people that can't get away with it.
We had a TV consultant who was much like Larry David, and some of the conversations on the show I had with Chuck. Chuck passed away in 2015. He'd just look at you and say something like that, and you'd be like, "Oh, wow, that's a little bit over the top on that one." I had one colleague, different faith, who went to a Baptist church. This is just like the context of the show. And it was a Christmas pageant, and just how awesome it was, really spectacular, until the recruiting pitch. And I'm like, the recruiting pitch? Like, yeah, they did all these songs and just green and candles and way in a manger, and then you got the recruiting pitch, and that was just a little bit awkward. And I'm like, recruiting pitch was the invitation, as we would know it. Yeah. But again, that's contextual. Like, I have shared that with some people who lead churches. I'm like, somebody who doesn't know what you're doing, you're like giving the recruiting pitch.
That's right.
Maybe we have to reconfigure
the way it said.
The
Recruiting pitch.
It took me like a day to figure out what was being described to me. The recruiting pitch, like, come to our university.
It's like it was a timeshare meeting. Like, if you'll sign up right now.
Yeah. Sometimes I've been in situations in faith-based settings where it's not far off.
No, I would 100% agree. I don't disagree at all.
Could you beat Hugh Freeze in golf right now?
Probably not. I'll say just abundantly, clearly, I said this to Hugh. I met Spurrier in 2004, and I'm like, do you play a lot of golf? Like, he and I had 20 minutes. I never met the guy. I asked him about the Redskins, asked him about why he left Florida, and I said, do you play a lot of golf? He says, look, I'm not going to sit there and watch film. Just watch film.
Yeah.
Just so I can tell baby I watch film. I think it's healthy to get out and do that.
That's right.
Good for him. I think you want people that have that balance in life, whether it's fishing or golf or, running marathons or something. Go to Alaska and enjoy yourself. The amount of pressure and intensity that they face, if you're not doing things like that, I don't think you're as effective. Now, I don't have a golf handicap because somebody said one of the problems is anybody can go on and see where you played golf.
That's right.
And you know what? It's not anybody's business where I play golf. So I don't have a golf handicap. So when people ask me to play in things, I'm like, I'm an 18. And they look at you and they're
Is that about right?
They know you're just throwing that out.
Yeah, I know. That's going to be
pick a number.
Oh, so a shot of hole is what you want. That's what you're asking me for.
At least. I've described things like I knew Kirby was going to say something about golf, so I got the microphone first. We've had microphone issues back and forth into it. So I said Kirby got up there at the Regions Pro-Am. He's announced by Jim Dunaway. Dunaway, by the way, said he won these championships for Nick Saban, I think was the way it was said.
I think
and
so,
you could
yes.
feel him tighten up. He's Kirby walks away, and he crushed it.
Right, yeah.
And I said, as soon as he said Saban, I knew you were going to kill that thing.
Yeah.
And I went up, and Weekly went down the left-hand side, if you remember, and it was muddy. And I had on a light shirt and khaki pants, and I had a 5-iron to like 2 feet. Great shot. And wore the thing all day, like mud from head.
So annoying.
Because it was, we had all that rain.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kirby glared at me when he was walking back. After, yeah.
As soon as you said that, I'm like, he's going to kill it. And I said to him when he walked back, I said, I know why you hit that ball out.
We haven't had you on since Dallas last year, and I think at that point you're still running 3 miles a day.
Yeah.
You still doing it?
So you want the full story? I have. I ran 4 last week. I'm over here at State Farm Arena watching Auburn play Michigan State.
Elite 8.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, Sweet 16.
Sweet 16.
Right? Ole Miss. So between the Ole Miss game and the Auburn game, I'm on a riser behind the scores table, and there's a gap like a foot. And I saw it when I walked up, and between games, there's somebody like second row that I hadn't seen that we worked with. And so I stepped to see him. Left foot goes right through the gap.
Oh.
I do a squat fully on my right leg. I didn't tear anything. But I've had a tough time getting back in there because I stretched things like you shouldn't at 60 years old.
Yeah.
So I still run. Yeah. But I've had to do some more walking because you have to mitigate the ankle pain.
Yeah.
I haven't sued anybody though. Like suing the NCAA, there's such a long line of people that have been suing already.
That's true.
It's not going to be anything.
That would make headlines.
Yeah, it would be. Yeah. One of our fine sponsors, Alexander Shinar. I'm sure he'd take the case. Yeah. You don't pay unless he wins.
I heard that. We're not going to do that.
Shinar.com. If you change your mind, Shinar.com.
You're always great with your time.
Thank
man.
you.
We appreciate
Is that
you
it?
so much.
That's it. Unless you got something for us. You got something for us. You used to bring questions for us before.
There's usually like a lightning round.
We used to have a list.
We used to have a list.
We can't get that sponsored apparently.
You know as well.
He's our list guy, and he didn't put one together.
We've got no sponsors for the list.
Yeah,
we don't. I mean, we'll
This
get
will be a reason to get you back on.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
not
why
wait
didn't-
365 days.
I was going to ask, is that my fault or yours?
No, I mean, it's on me. I would take the blame on that.
There's 3 of you. You don't share responsibility. Jim's over there telling what's going to roll for ads and not. So you're the booker
I'm the booker.
and your sales?
I sell.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. So,
Sell that list.
yeah, sell the list. I'll book you back on the show. You'll either come to studio. I mean, I would love to have you by studio. You haven't been by our studio yet.
Well, on the auditory waves day, like when it was radio waves, I remember I kept lists of
I
things
know.
that were said that needed to be corrected.
I know. I do remember
I'm
that.
not
Yes.
as faithful on the internet.
Oh,
so I
yeah.
confess to that.
Wow.
It's a great way to end right there.
Yeah,
Great
wow.
endorsement.
Shot at us.
Well, you need to sponsor my participation. So get into sales mode. Then.
We will. We will.
The
could
body language of Lance right now is awesome, right? He just get this guy off the air.
No. I think you should listen to us. I mean, obviously on demand when you're on flights.
Yeah, just download the podcast. Hit automatic downloads. It helps us.
I was giving a
And
compliment to
critique
say I have like 5-minute interviews that seem like they're 45.
Mm-hmm.
And this one is gone.
Well, I thought what was great was 2 years ago when we were in Nashville and you wanted to get away from those 5-minute interviews.
You're hiding.
And you just decided to hang out with us for a couple of hours.
And you gave me a bag of dark roast coffee.
and a couple of vodka too, I think.
No, I didn't take
He
that.
didn't take the vodka. We gave it
I
to him.
think
He
I
wouldn't
had
take
one
it.
put in my golf cart at the Regions Pro-Am that I didn't take either. Vodka person.
Hey, bourbon?
Are you out of the Are you out of the coffee business?
No, we still got
No,
coffee.
I mean,
We just didn't bring it with
We didn't
us.
bring it with us.
I mean,
we didn't know what the rules were going to be. We sort of got out of our ballroom booking to come back up here because the SEC did such a nice job of, creating this space for the digital folks now. And we were like, okay, we'll be team players. Let's do this instead of trying to be way off the beaten path. And we didn't want to be up here with our antics. We don't have a game this year.
we don't have
We don't have
cornhole
coffee.
and
We
all
don't
that,
have alcohol. We didn't want to be disruptive.
Yeah.
We were being respectful. Is that bad?
No, I was just like probably could have snuck coffee in.
Okay.
We probably coffee would have gotten past. Yeah.
Okay.
We'll send you some. I promise.
Yeah.
Was it good?
I don't recall. I need whole bean. I need whole bean.
You need whole bean?
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't go out and buy it.
Yeah.
I don't know where is it marketed.
Nextround.store. Nextround.store. Yeah, you can get your coffee there.
Do you have a guilty pleasure?
I did not consume alcohol at all for basically 50 years of my life, and then I allowed Guinness into my life. I enjoyed Guinness. I've come to sipping some bourbon, so I enjoy bourbon by the lake. Not much.
Do you have a particular
reading about it? It's pretty interesting to read about.
Yeah. Do you have a particular brand you like?
There are several. So I have some E.H. Taylor that I've used. I have the Ohoopee blend. You guys played golf at Ohoopee?
I've not gotten to Ohoopee yet. I desperately want to go there.
A bourbon blend that they do with Woodford up there. Eagle Rare, the 10-year stuff's good, and you escalate from there. I had some old fashioned copper at an event that was a high end event that was like from '94. That was spectacularly good. And my wife, for our 35th wedding anniversary, bought a bottle of Weller Stitzel from 88. We got married, which I haven't opened, which is really a dumb way.
What color is that label?
It's a yellowish beige, I think. Yeah.
And you were saying you haven't opened it, and want to open it? Or?
Yeah, I should.
Yeah.
That's not a way to live. Like sit and watch a bottle on this.
That's right.
Yeah.
Maybe when the SEC wins a championship.
The Cubs, yeah. Well, we've won a few of those. Yeah. So you have to pick one. The Cubs have a hotel across from Wrigley, Zachary, and it has a speakeasy in it. When they have a bourbon meister, I don't know what the bourbon curator,
right?
Who we had an AD meeting up there to learn about some of their business stuff. And that night we were sitting there, and his passion for what he does, like going to house sales and finding old bourbon. I had something from the 40s. It was just spectacular to listen to. Not much consumption, just to listen to somebody who is passionate about their work and knowledgeable and can explain the taste differences and how things are constructed and who owns what. It's pretty neat.
So you guys went to the Cubs to
yeah. Have you been to Wrigley since it's been redone?
Yeah. Oh, I don't know about since
the way they've redone things and what they've built, and then how they've deployed from a business standpoint. I was invited to a game there and followed the Sun Valley guys, the developers for a couple of ski resorts around, as the president, Crane Kenny, was just presenting how they've done things. So they have like a prohibition room that dates back to the early days of the Cubs that's wooden, and the TVs are black and white. It's kind of an Al Capone era.
Oh, cool.
There's bourbon in there that's themed. They have merchandise sales in the 1914 club. They have the 1914 logo, and that's the only place you buy. So it's, how do you create spaces that people want to be in? I think John Cohen, for example, at Auburn, has done a phenomenal job with their baseball park. And it's happened in football stadiums too, where people, we wanted to introduce that. And then we've had athletics directors and other members of their team go back for learning about ticket sales, business positioning, how they honored tradition, but created these really special places where you wouldn't have envisioned those places existing. I mean, this was an old dirt under Wrigley area that's now behind home plate. That's, significant pop just to buy the ticket, but you have a dining experience. You wear the logo. It's like going to Berkman's. Oh, it's got a gold circle. Berkman's, right?
They don't know what Berkman's is.
I know Catherine's about to pull you out of here, but real quick on Chicago, you've done the architect tour, right? On the boat?
Yeah, on the boat.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah. The Wrigley thing has been interesting. And to get to know Crane, I saw him Monday night about how they position things, but honoring tradition. The scoreboard, the Fenway's done some redevelopment, and I think it was a Florida grad involved in the architecture. So we brought our ADs once to Gettysburg Battlefield. A leadership explanation and the Wrigley thing. So we take field trips every so often for good learning experiences.
Well, thank you for your time.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Speaking of learning experiences, Greg Sankey, everybody.
All right. Do we need to take a quick break and do this? Go nonstop.
Let's just do it on the fly.
Do it on the fly.
We'll keep going. Yeah.
We can do
nonstop.
It's our man, Aaron Suttles.
Greg Sankey right here. You'll handle that, Brownie.
You got it.
LT, if you'll tell people about Michelson Laser Vision while we transition here and bring in new people.
205-969-8100, the number that I called back in 2003, had the 20/200 vision, was legally blind without the aid of contacts. Now 20/15 vision, better than 20/20. Make the phone call that I made, 205-969-8100. Ask for Amy. Tell her the next round sent you. She's going to hook you up with an absolutely free consultation. 205-969-8100 or michelsonlaservision.com.
And my friends at Way to Wellness, your journey to healthy living, a planforme.com. Leslie and her board-certified team will help you out. I lost 30 pounds from last year's SEC Media Days to right now. They can help you jumpstart your weight loss. It's a planforme.com. Way to Wellness, your journey to healthy living. Let's keep rolling.
It's the biggest guest we've had yet, Kalen Proctor with us. What's up?
I'm doing great. Just blessed to be put in this opportunity, in this position to highlight my team in the University of Alabama, something I love very much.
I told these guys earlier, I can't wait to see Caden because I want to see how big he is.
Yes, sir.
In person. What's crazy is Emily Grace, our sideline reporter, she interviewed Jeremy Bernard in a sit down and asked his starting five in basketball.
Yes,
and he put you on that five.
Yes, sir.
And I'm just like, I mean, how good is your game? And if it's like legit, and I know you're very athletic for your size, but I mean, how would anybody get a rebound against you?
You can't. I mean, that's just how it goes. I mean, I can jump. I'm athletic, just like you said, but my game is really based off of, selfless play. And that's just really just come from playing offensive line, a selfless position. And
Can you reverse dunk?
No.
Not good.
I used to be able to windmill. I mean, I could probably still get it off the glass two-hand, but I'm mainly one-hand, two-hand dunks. No, nothing crazy anymore, but I used to be able to do that stuff. But right now it's just paint beast, and whatever my team needs me to be, pass it. I'm good at passing, so that's my game right now. It helps being 6'7", 6'8".
Yeah, that'll hurt.
Would Jeremy make your starting five?
I ain't gonna lie, I ain't really seen him play basketball, but I would say yes, because I would say I know the things that he can do on the football field would translate to the basketball court. So I say Jeremy Bernard, Keon Sabb, let's see, James Smith, me.
I think Sabb was on his five too.
Hey, yeah.
Do you remember?
Yeah, I think it was, yeah.
Sabb can go. There ain't no doubt about that. I'm trying to think of a fifth. Man, I probably just put, you know what? Put Wilkin Formby in there.
Y'all are big down low.
Wilkin Formby or Jackson Lloyd. Jackson Lloyd,
yeah,
new freshman that just came in. Me and him got some work together one-on-one, and we were probably tied 6-6 for an hour and a half. Nobody could score like
really.
Yeah.
He's that good. There's no doubt about that.
Now listen, I'm known for awkward questions here, so this is sort of awkward. But you look different. Like you've transformed a little bit from the last time I saw you at the end of last year. What have you done?
So
he's saying that your weight's gotten better.
No, your muscles are bigger and different.
You feel them?
What's your perfect weight to play at? And have you done something different this off season? You look. I'm going to say you look fabulous, but you look like an NFL guy.
Well, I appreciate that. I want to come looking stunning. Look like a nice, presentable guy. But there's no really great weight that I found playing that, because I played at 365 and 380, all in between. And I feel like I've been moving pretty good right now. I really don't know what I am right now. Probably in the high 60s, honestly, right now. Do I want to lose 10 and will I lose 10 before the season? I would say yes. There's no doubt about that. But just really going through season, or not season, but surgery, season and surgery, having to get back. And I feel like I'm coming from behind. Like that's how I got to think, is I have to spend so much time in the training room trying to get back to where I want to be. I have to in the film room because I'm missing practice in spring ball. So that's really kind of what I've been focusing on, is after surgery, I'm clear now. I feel healthy. I feel ready to go. Just getting that power back. It might not be the same. And after you get surgery, it's never going to be the same. But I feel like I've been turning that fat into muscle ever since I've came back. So I feel like that's what's different.
Lance. Kalen Proctor with us, the Alabama offensive lineman. Pro Football Focus said you're the best offensive line in the country. How will we know that? What will be the evidence that you were the best offensive line in the country?
Well, you won't know that right now. You won't know until the end of the season, and when that time has come for us to be named the Joe Moore Offensive Line of the Year. You're not going to know till then. But I know week after week the focus and intent and the intensity that we're going to play with is going to be unmatched. I'm totally confident in the guys that I'm playing next to, and I have been for these past 2 years. You know, I love every single one of them, and I know they're going to do their job to their best abilities. I mean, that's all I can really say about that. You're not too really focused on what everybody's saying on social media, because social media is a killer, man. Like, you can't focus on that, or it'll get to your head, and you'll have a big head for that whole time you're looking at it. So what I tell the guys is screenshot it, move forward, because you have more days. You got more days ahead. Like, you got to go 1-0 every day, each day and day out. So that's really the social media part is not the focus at all.
How different with Ryan Grubb coming back and on staff with Kalen DeBoer will the offense be?
I mean, Alabama, it doesn't matter who comes through there, what players go through there. There's a standard of Alabama football. It's tough-nosed football, aggressive. Our defense is flying around the ball, and that's really what it is. Nobody's going to come in here and change it. I mean, that was before anybody's time here at Alabama. That's what the old heads did when they were playing, and that's why the Bama standard was created. So, Grubb coming back, I feel comfortable with him, but I don't think anybody can change that Bama standard. I mean, that's just how it is at Alabama. I mean, but I am comfortable with Ryan Grubb. I know that he's going to do his part. He's an offensive line guy. He likes taking care of us, but we're honed in and we're ready to go.
So who worked on your nails? Was that a true manicure on the smiley faces?
Yes, sir.
Or did you do that?
It was a true manicure. You know, I got it a couple weeks ago. It's kind of falling off a little bit. I try to manage myself in a great manner. You know, I've been telling people that I try to take care of my cleanliness. You know, the narrative is that, oh, you see a big fat smelly dude. That's what you think. Like, that's not who I am. It's either you big and you smell good. And you big.
Actually, you smell good, man. I don't know what you're kicking over there, but you smell good.
That was the plan, and that's what I kind of wanted to highlight when coming here is like, no, we can be fresh too. Fresh too. Just like them little skill players, we can be fresh also. So yeah.
Now I'm the one that's not made an awkward comment.
I'm an old guy here, so. But I can see the blend here between the ring and the watch and the necklace. Is that a set? Does that go together? Like, if I see you next time, is it a different watch, different ring, different necklace?
Yes, sir. It is a set, you know, special for SEC Media Day. Like I said, it's a great opportunity, so I wanted to look presentable for this. But I'm really not too big into, you know, the flashy jewelry stuff unless it's a special occasion. I wear a gold necklace every day, and I wear a pair of earrings. That's all you're gonna get out from me on a day-to-day basis. But if it's a special occasion, I'm gonna look presentable.
That's fantastic.
The good smelling and better shape Caden Proctor, man.
Yes, sir.
It's good. It's good to talk to you.
Appreciate you.
Yeah. Good luck this year, man.
Yeah, good luck, buddy.
Thank you.
Good to see
Appreciate
you.
it. Nice meeting you.
Cliff note: you carry 360 very well.
Smell good.
Thank you very much.
That's Alabama's Caden Proctor with us. SEC Media Days, our coverage presented by Baptist Health. They are the exclusive sponsor of our SEC Media Days coverage, Baptist Health. And you could see more all around Birmingham because in Central Alabama, 1,700 licensed beds, freestanding emergency room. As it has been for more than a century, Baptist Health is an integral part of the healthcare landscape in Alabama. Largest primary care network with 70 primary care clinics, as well as specialty care, approximately 2,600 employed and affiliated physicians, more than 7,000 team members. Baptist Health, Central Alabama's only private, not-for-profit, faith-based healthcare system. It is Baptist Health.
All right. When we come back, we'll continue talking some more Alabama players and having some fun conversations here at SEC Media Day and catch up on everything else going on. Final hour of the show right here, brought to you by our friends at Champy's world-famous fried chicken, champyschicken.com, Highway 119 in Alabaster. Go and check Sterling out and enjoy a great lunch and dinner. Happy hour all weekend and perfect for your tailgating, champyschicken.com. Back to SEC Media Days in Atlanta after this.
Everything Next Round is on demand now in the podcast section at nextroundlive.com.
I'm attorney Alexander Shinar, Alabama born, Alabama raised, and ready to fight for your rights. I have one of the largest firms in Alabama, and we are here to help you get the compensation you deserve. Call me, Alabama, 323-1000.
Your representation is made that quality legal services being performed is greater than those of other lawyers.
We know emergencies can happen anytime, anywhere. With 6 ER locations throughout Central Alabama, Baptist Health is ready to provide expert care if you're facing one. When you choose Baptist Health, you'll find a place where chaos meets calm and uncertainty finds answers, giving you more reasons to choose well. To learn more about our high-quality emergency services, visit baptisthealthal.com/ER. baptisthealthal.com/ER. That's baptisthealthal.com/ER.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, you're in the red zone for every college rivalry and divisional matchup all season long. I mean, where else are the scenic views as good as your view of the game? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Looking to expand your business? Let the Next Round help you. Contact us, sales@nextroundlive.com, and be part of the team. Advertise your product to hundreds of thousands of potential customers on our ever-expanding platforms. The Next Round can take your business to the next level. Join our existing partners in the fastest-growing media space, both live and on demand, while reaching the most desirable audience for your business. Get more information by emailing sales@nextroundlive.com, and one of our team members will work with you to build a plan to take your business to the next level using the Next Round.
Hey, let me tell you about our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. Compassionate and comprehensive urological care with 35 physicians, 17 locations across Alabama. Their patient-centered approach to all of your urological needs. Remember, they've got that new men's health center. It is beautiful, helping men with a wide range of sensitive male issues in a comfortable environment. You can always go online, visit urologycentersalabama.com, schedule an appointment with one of their many urologists today.
Take TNR on the go with a podcast built for your satisfaction. Miss Hour 1? Find it in podcast form. Miss Hour 2? Stream it now. Miss Hour 3? Download it for later. Miss Hour 4? Well, just know it's never coming back. Listen to TNR wherever you find podcasts.
Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090.
When you crave activity like we do, you belong in the Roback family. Get the best golf wear, hoodies, and activewear for men and women at Roback.com. Use promo code TNR20 to get 20% off your order. That's Roback.com, promo code TNR20.
It's bow time. Tired of choosing between sweet and savory? Why not have both? Introducing Bojangles' new chicken and bowberry waffles. The bold Cajun chicken filet you love, now drizzled with a bowberry honey glaze and sandwiched between two warm waffles. Which means your favorite meal of the day just met your new favorite dish. And lucky for you, it's served all day. But it's only here for a limited time, so try chicken and bowberry waffles at Bojangles today. It's bow time.
I'm attorney Alexander Shinar, Alabama born, Alabama raised, and ready to fight for your rights. I have one of the largest firms in Alabama, and we are here to help you get the compensation you deserve. Call me, Alabama, 323-1000.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services being performed is greater than those of other lawyers.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, the next round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
Our coverage from SEC Media Days continuing, brought to you by our friends at Baptist Health. More on them coming up in a second. And before we get our next Alabama player, likely Tim Keenan from Alabama, defensive lineman who is considered to be a future first-round draft pick. Before he joins us here in a second, I want to hear about Dr. B, the fine folks that helped Lance and Brownie here.
Hey, look, if you're starting to thin out, it can happen at any point. Your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s. You need to be preemptive. Make sure you get on the front end, not only maintaining what you've got, also growing some back. I'm speaking from experience. Started the treatments 3 years ago. Brown started them just a couple of years ago. We do that non-invasive preemptive treatment 3 times a week, 30 minutes each time on the couch. That is it. My hair is more than doubled in thickness. T3's got that new test. It's easy. It's painless. It takes 4 more seconds to perform. For more information, T3hair.net. That is T3hair.net.
And our friends at Storm Restoration Roofing, Greg from Pell City, will get on your roof and give you a free no-cost roof inspection. Let Greg help you. Storm damage, he's got a builder's license. He can help with the repairs there. He's also got roof replacements and everything that goes with that. A-plus rated with the Better Business Bureau. Absolutely. Family owned and operated. You cannot beat Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing. Anything that goes on top of your roof, he can fix it, diagnose it, and make it happen for you. Storm Restoration Roofing. Check them out online or give Greg a call or check him out on Facebook. Greg from Pell City right there in Storm Restoration Roofing, Brown.
A couple of several years ago, actually, it was back in 2017. The Dolphins played over here at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. It was fairly new. Jennifer and I bought tickets, and part of our ticket was you were able to go underneath, where you can walk out on the field level suites there. And I told my wife as we were walking out there, I said, the one thing that's going to surprise you, you've never seen NFL size. You've only watched college football and high school football. And I was like, NFL size is different size. These guys are massive. So we walk out and she goes, oh my gosh, you're right. Look at that guy. I was like, baby, that is Matt Schaub. That is the Falcons backup quarterback. And then when the linemen started coming out, she was blown away.
To her defense, he was almost 6'6".
He's a very large quarterback. But when the linemen came out, she was like, you are right. These guys are all mammoth. We just saw NFL size sitting by Lance Taylor right there. As somebody in the chat room said, Lance is not a small guy, and he's dwarfed.
Yeah, I'm 6'3", 215 pounds. That is the biggest man I've ever met in person.
Let's bring in another one right here. Tim's about to join us here.
Yeah.
Another one of the guys is going to be in the trenches this year for Alabama.
Yeah,
and we were just talking about Proctor's size.
Good to see you, buddy.
How you doing, Tim? Good to see you, man. Thank you for coming on.
Dunaway, how you doing, man? We just had Proctor sit down here too, and can you move that guy around on the football field? Is it hard to move that guy around, or can you do it?
Oh, I can move him, but I ain't finna just sit here and just like I ain't using all my strength. But yeah, I can stay. We can stay on that line for sure. It's gonna be that'll be a good fight to see, and it's a good fight to see when we do go against each other.
Okay, so if we have a tug of war team, who's the anchor? Would you be a better anchor, or would KP?
KP. He's 6'8", so that's genetics right there. He gonna have to be the anchor. You feel me? Of course, I got the strength and the heart. I'm gonna do whatever need to be said, but by the looks of it look like he could be the anchor. I ain't tripping. I ain't tripping at all.
So I talked to you locker room last year. Tennessee was one time I talked to you in the locker room last year, and boy, that was a bad locker room afterwards in the post game. From that point on, I know there was another loss and all of that, but it does seem like it's been forward movement for this team, this program, for you as a leader. Tell me about where you are as a leader on this team right now.
Right now I'm just, looking to God for everything before I move to make sure I'm giving the right insight, the right advice, because everything I do, I lead off with God. And in order to lead his people, you got to be talking to him. So making sure I'm holding myself to the standard and doing what I need to do, because to be able to call somebody out, you got to make sure you on your stuff. And I learned a lot from my teammates, and just because you're older than somebody, I mean, you can't learn something from somebody younger. Like T-Book, I'm older than him, but I learned a lot from him, like as far as how he lead, his mentality and everything. So I've been taking things like that and building off of it and add them to my arsenal.
It appeared from the start of the season to the end of the season that defense last year improved tremendously. What was so right at the end of the year that maybe you didn't have at the start of the year?
Just, chemistry is a new team, just new first time in game with new coaches and everything, a new staff. So everybody was learning each other, especially how it goes on game day, because practice can go a certain way, but when you get into a season, different things, different scenarios happen, it's different reactions, but everybody end up, gelling together and everything, and we end up just coming to play.
It looked like a turning point, though, for you guys was that Missouri game where they're down about to score, and Kane Womack puts the starters back and says, we're going to protect that shutout. It's like you guys had a different edge after that.
Yeah, because, getting a shutout, especially in SEC ball, is hard. And Mizzou being a SEC team, to get a shutout, that means a lot. So whenever we get that goose egg for the other team, that just, shouts out to us and also our offense for doing what they need to do.
Before last month, did you know who Thomas Castellanos was?
I knew he had transferred from Boston College.
Yeah, I just don't know if you watched a lot of ACC football. Apparently, he tore it up the last couple of years
by himself.
Yeah,
by his damn self.
By himself.
I mean, do you take that like personally when somebody comes out and like starts chirping before you guys, a couple of months before the game?
Well, for me, I want somebody at their best. I want him to be at his best. He has a lot of confidence. He's a great player, great athlete, stuff like that. So I just know it's going to be a great game when we play against him.
That's a very well prepared answer.
Yeah. Was that on a cue card at any point? Did you read that on the plane on the way up here?
Nah, this is all out the dome. I'm a communications major. I got my degree in communications.
Hey, listen, that ain't impressing any of us, man. We all did that.
Yeah.
Well, I almost did it. They did it.
Yeah.
Your face changed a little bit there. You got a little bit more tense as you were thinking about what to say because there were some things you wanted to say.
It's just because how the question was going. Because it's like I ain't want to make it seem like dude not a great player or he's just not known or anything like that, but he's definitely I respect him.
Yeah. Do you like having that Florida State helmet in that first game? I mean, that's no offense to anybody on your schedule, but playing a name brand, it's pretty cool playing a name brand in week 1, isn't it?
We respect every opponent. We respect everyone we play, no matter who it is. So if the Pee Wee League down the street trying to line it up, we got to go smash them. So as always, we got to bring our best game because we know we're going to get everybody best game being at the University of Alabama.
So would you rather play in like 30-degree sleet or would you rather play in a 100-degree humid Tallahassee?
I play in that 100-degree degree Tallahassee because I'm from the South. I'm going to do what I got to do. I don't mind playing in the cold, but if I got to pick, I play in that heat. The heat ain't nothing to me. Especially being in Alabama where you feel like you're breathing through a straw.
Tell me one fun thing you've gotten to do with some NIL money, because y'all get paid now a little bit. That's good. Back in the day, I know the players went and did stuff, but we never really could talk about it. But you can talk about this now. What's one fun thing you did with some NIL money?
Donate to church.
Did you really?
Yeah. Good for you.
What church? What's your church?
Just the churches I go to. I just give some of my tithes and offering like that. Yeah, stuff like that.
Tim actually spoke at my mom and dad's church in Anniston, First Baptist Church of Sachs, and they spoke very highly of your message. My mom called me that night, and she's like, "You need to get him on your show. He's really good." So I think your message was well received.
Yes, sir.
How often do you do that? How many churches do you speak to normally?
Just whoever wants to talk. Say I got an event on the 28th in Tuscaloosa. I go speak to a church, but I just go just to be as humble as possible, be a servant, and I know the type of status that I have, and guys and people look at me as like a celebrity or whatever. So if they looking at me and kind of idolizing me, I'm showing them who I idolize, and that's our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. So people will start following because people gonna gravitate to whatever is cool or whatever they seem like is a positive thing, and I'm gonna make sure I glorify God.
That's great, but you do spend money to have a little fun maybe, and one of the great advice I got years ago was if you spend money on traveling, it's never really wasting money because you're getting these memories, you're seeing new things and new places. Do you travel at all?
Not necessarily. NIL has been a blessing, but it's just it's a blessing to have NIL. That's all I gotta say about that.
All right. Fair enough. I do like the pinstripe suit, though.
Thank you.
I think it's sharp.
Appreciate it. Got to get fresh as a preacher on Sunday.
Who did
Fresh as a preacher on Sunday.
Who did the 96?
I had a guy do it. It was a gift. I was making a name for myself, and I got right. Was able to take care of it.
Good. So will you rewear the suit?
Rewear the suit, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got a cleaner. I know somebody at the cleaners just because they see it this time. Somebody will see it again.
Okay.
You feel me? It'll be clean, but I'm the type. I probably wear some 2-3 times. You won't even know. I just switch it up so well. See, because you feel me, I'm gonna wear it till the threads fall off.
different tie, and it looked like a different suit.
You feel me? Because just like y'all, he's looking at the chain and stuff. People already think, I got the money, so I might as well dress how I want. I could dress in something with $2 and be looking like $1 million. So I'm all good.
That is a good person. I like that. I like that thought. All right, he is Tim Keenan, Alabama defensive lineman. I'm sorry, I almost put you on the wrong side of the ball there. That would have been news.
Yeah.
Alabama defensive lineman. Good luck this season, man. We appreciate the time.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, thank you, man. Take care. So 2 big guys, man. Yep. I'd like to see him and KP, as he says, go after it.
One-on-ones. I see that happen every now and then.
But that's fine.
A show being brought to you in part today by our friends at Baptist Health. They're our exclusive sponsor, and they brought you all this great content from here in Atlanta with the Alabama folks today.
Yeah, absolutely they have. And it is a new day in healthcare. It really is. The partnership with Orlando Health and Baptist Health celebrating that new day in healthcare. This partnership will advance in providing innovative and compassionate patient care, strengthening the organization's mission to improve the health and quality of life of individuals in our communities and the communities in Central Alabama that they serve. Baptist Health, Central Alabama's only private, not-for-profit, faith-based healthcare system dedicated to providing high-quality, accessible care for the communities of Central Alabama. It's Baptist Health, the exclusive sponsor of our coverage of SEC Media Days.
And our friends at Company Distilling, LT, tell us about Company you can get now in Alabama.
I dropped the ball. I got a text from Company Distilling. They're like, give Sankey a bottle of Company Distilling.
Would you have one on you?
Well, that's what I was like. I don't have one on me, but I can get him one.
Yeah, we can get him one.
Yeah, the fine folks at Company Distilling are like, hey, he needs to try our bourbon. Fantastic bourbon. And finally available. Great news for Alabama the last couple of months. You can get it in Alabama, all the ABC stores, Georgia, Tennessee, Florida, South Carolina. Stop in, get a bottle with bourbon this good. It is worth sharing with great company. Must be 21 plus to purchase. CompanyDistilling.com for more information.
All right, we'll come back and finish up the show here in our final segment from Atlanta. Remember, we're back in studio tomorrow, but EG will still be here covering all the SEC Media Days for us, and she'll join us live from over here tomorrow during the show, brought to you in part by our friends at Baptist Health. When we come back, we'll work in maybe a little trash and anything else that comes our way in the final 30 minutes of the show from the SEC Media Days at the College Football Hall of Fame.
Call the next round now at 205-734-0923.
I'm attorney Alexander Shinar, Alabama born, Alabama raised, and ready to fight for your rights. I have one of the largest firms in Alabama, and we are here to help you get the compensation you deserve. Call me, Alabama, 323-1000.
Your representation is made that the quality of legal services being performed is greater than those of other lawyers.
We know emergencies can happen anytime, anywhere. With 6 ER locations throughout Central Alabama, Baptist Health is ready to provide expert care if you're facing one. When you choose Baptist Health, you'll find a place where chaos meets calm and uncertainty finds answers, giving you more reasons to choose well. To learn more about our high-quality emergency services, visit BaptistHealthAL.com/ER. BaptistHealthAL.com/ER. That's BaptistHealthAL.com/ER.
Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090.
As we all know, there's no off-season when it comes to college football. If you want to stay in the know with all things Alabama, join us over on covercrimson.com and get $25 off your annual subscription. We'll keep you up to date and give you exclusive content all the way to the first Saturday of football season on covercrimson.com.
Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop, rare quality, well-done service.
Since you listened to my last message so well and got rid of those cargo shorts and stained t-shirts, it's time to replace them with Rhoback. Go to Rhoback.com and click on the Refresh collection to find all that you need for an EG-approved wardrobe. It includes pieces that will have you ready to hit the golf course after a busy day of meetings, or comfy favorites for travel and working from home. Get 20% off using code TNR20. See, I'm saving you some money.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the next round to tell you about my friends at Michelson Laser Vision, located conveniently UAB Highlands. Almost 20 years ago, I went in for the procedure. Only took 12 minutes for both eyes. When I went in, I had 20/200 vision. I was legally blind. Now I have 20/15 vision, still 19 years later. Make the call today. Schedule a hassle-free consultation, 969-8100. Dr. Mark Michelson, Dr. Jen Michelson, Michelson Laser Vision. Make sure you tell them the next round sent you, 969-8100 or MichelsonLaserVision.com.
Hang out with the next round on the go. Whether you're driving to work, running errands, sitting on the beach, or you just need a break from the real world, we can keep you company. Check out the next round, Mystery Fifth Hour, and our other shows on your favorite podcast app. We'll meet you there.
It's bow time. Tired of choosing between sweet and savory? Why not have both? Introducing Bojangles' new chicken and bowberry waffles. The bold Cajun chicken filet you love, now drizzled with a bowberry honey glaze and sandwiched between two warm waffles. Which means your favorite meal of the day just met your new favorite dish. And lucky for you, it's served all day. But it's only here for a limited time, so try chicken and bowberry waffles at Bojangles today. It's bow time.
I'm attorney Alexander Shinar, Alabama born, Alabama raised, and ready to fight for your rights. I have one of the largest firms in Alabama, and we are here to help you get the compensation you deserve. Call me, Alabama, 323-1000.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services being performed is greater than those of other lawyers.
Hey, back with you now on the next round as we continue on live from SEC Media Days, presented by our friends at Baptist Health. We're going to get to trash here in just a second. LT and Brown were just discussing Danny Werfel standing over there, Florida great. Some others, seen some other former players up here. Of course, McElroy, who does radio in Birmingham. We've seen him bounce around, but
that's a top 5 quarterback for me in college football.
McElroy?
No.
I knew where you're going.
But you know what? McElroy's got as many national teams.
That's right. That's true.
Right.
They got equal rings.
Werfel was just incredible.
He was unstoppable. One of the most accurate guys we've ever seen. Kind of a funky throwing motion.
Yep.
Didn't translate to the NFL well, that throwing motion, but in college was money.
You want a hot take?
No, boy.
Werfel overrated.
Okay.
He gets his ability played up way more than he had.
Overrated.
And McElroy underrated.
Yeah, I knew
Doesn't get enough credit for the ability.
I'm not going to tell you that McElroy is not underrated.
Yes.
It was a different game, but it was also kind of a different game with look, you had the Steve Spurrier system there. But Brown's right. I mean, the accuracy from Werfel.
Like wide open receivers. He had the greatest offensive coach of the 90s.
I mean, he just threw the most catchable ball out there. What were the interceptions for him?
He threw 42 interceptions. I can't stand it when Dunaway makes a point and then I pull up stats to kind of back the point up.
I lived it. You should have seen it in color.
They had 30.
Thank you, Jamie.
39 touchdowns back in 96, 30 years ago.
Yeah, that was a lot. Yeah. 114 career touchdowns, 42 interceptions. I mean, that is not a terrible TD to interception, but more than I would have thought. More interceptions than I would have thought.
I'm texting Chris Doring right now, and I'm going to say Dunaway said your man Danny Werfel is overrated. If you want to debate it, come by.
Okay, don't misinterpret what I'm saying. He gets rated higher than he should be all time.
So then he's overrated.
Yeah,
well, that's overrated.
But when you say that, it makes it sound like I think he's no good. He was great. But I think we remember him being greater than he really was.
Who would be your top 5 quarterbacks, college quarterbacks of all time? Just off the top. I won't hold you to this list, but just go off the top of your head.
That I've seen with my own eyes? Oh,
in our lifetime.
I'd have to think about it.
I can go Tebow. I mean, do we go one season with Cam and Joe?
I mean, that's always the difficult part.
I would go Tommy Frazier.
I think Frazier.
Charlie Ward is in there.
Yeah.
I think Werfel is in the conversation.
Tebow, Cam. I mean, it's tough.
Yeah. See, but
I'm not going to put an Alabama quarterback.
You could go 5 there. Oh, so you would.
I mean, Bryce Young's close.
You would throw Joe Burrow in there, but you wouldn't throw Mac Jones in there. Why are you not throwing Mac Jones in there? Because he had so many weapons.
No,
thank you, Danny Werfel.
No, I mean Joe Burrow had a lot of weapons too.
Oh yeah,
watching Joe Burrow and Mac Jones, it just seemed different. I don't know.
Yeah.
Mac Jones was really good in 2020.
I don't know, man. That Mac Jones season. They were dying. Mac Jones gets slighted because it was COVID. Now, I don't know why.
Well, he gets cited too because of the NFL career.
Well, yeah, that has not helped him.
I mean, if he was Brock Purdy, if he would have gone to the 49ers, had the exact same career as Brock Purdy, we would be talking about him as one of the greatest one seasons in college football.
But I think a lot of accomplishments in that COVID year will get overlooked. Because people will say, it was the COVID year. Well, it was also
still had 11 defenders
and the toughest schedule in the history of college football, name-wise, that Alabama played. But that's,
neither
here or there.
People forget that. All right, show being brought to you by our friends at Woodhouse Day Spa. Tell us about Woodhouse, LT. We're going to do a quick trash here and put a wraps on the show coming up on the other side of that.
Stop in, see Stewart and the great staff located conveniently Summit Shopping Centers right off of Highway 280. Beautiful, renovated location up there. Stop in. You can pick up the gift cards there, or you can go online, birmingham.woodhousespas.com. Choose from a menu of over 70 options, the massages, the body treatments, the waxing, the skincare, the nail services, all right there at the Woodhouse Day Spa. Voted America's best day spa since 2009. Stop in and see them. For more information, birmingham.woodhousespas.com.
All right, Tim, let's do it, man. Hit that trash open.
Sandra, how far has this family come?
We came from Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
LT's Trash is presented by Bud Light.
Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. By the way, Hunter, watching the show, said y'all did a great job with Sankey today. Good to see him in a good mood again.
He was a little less grumpy, Greg, wasn't he?
Yeah, I wonder, and he's got another night.
Yeah, so maybe us waiting for the last day has been the issue.
And maybe, yeah, because he's so worn down.
Yeah.
Or, I don't know, maybe he would have been more excited to get out of here.
I don't know. We bumped it up a day. Maybe that helped.
Maybe he thinks it's the last day.
like everybody else here does.
I do think there is something that he is comfortable just sitting, like he would rather sit with us and just have awkward conversation than jump around and talk to some of these guys that maybe he doesn't know as well.
I would say one of the reasons we've scheduled him the way we have, which is normally the last day, this is the last day we're here, but normally the final day is because he does like 10-minute windows and he likes to do a 30-minute window with us. So he waits until he's got a big gap. Not only that, he was early for his 30-minute window. So I do think there is some evidence of that he kind of likes the off-the-wall questions we give him sometimes.
Yeah. Saw one of these videos earlier, I think it was this week, very eerie, but an individual dressed in all black carrying what appears to be a hook was spotted on the Staten Island on Friday night. Now, wearing what looks like fishing gear, the individual, whose face not captured by surveillance, was seen prowling around the outer walkway of the ferry 9:47 a.m. Bystanders looked all nervously as the figure walked out of sight. Individuals spotted across the city, including Battery Park, Coney Island, and the Highland, sending people running down the block as the figure approached. Now, who is the individual? Nobody knows. If you're familiar with I Know What You Did Last Summer, 1997 horror flick, Sarah Michelle Gellar, Jennifer Love Hewitt, Ryan Felipe, Freddie Prinze.
Wow.
You guys remember that?
I do remember that. Yeah.
The movie, yes.
Yeah.
So
named the cat.
That era, Sarah Michelle Gellar was.
Oh, yeah. They're having a sequel, same name, set to release July 18th. So they're saying there might be, some.
So this is a publicity stuff.
Maybe.
Yeah.
It's a good way to get shot.
It is.
Good way to get shot this day and age. Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, have you look at the photo, Dunaway? I mean, it's a legit hook.
Yep.
I mean, that's a big hook.
Yep. That's a game changer.
Like if he's coming up behind your daughter or your wife or girlfriend and you shoot him, like I mean, if I'm on the jury, I'm like, dude, you had a hook.
I was carrying a weapon, and he's approaching one of my loved ones.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was a publicity stunt. How am I supposed to know? I didn't even see the movie.
Yeah.
Florida man back in the news.
Always.
You have to postpone the movie release at that point. That publicity stunt.
Think so?
Wrong.
Yeah.
I don't think it might be better for the movie.
No, we've had some situations where they've had to push movies out because of things like that.
Like a publicity stunt going wrong?
Like just shut it down?
Just delay the date or the open. Florida man behind bars on felony charges for a pair of Walmart sex toy heist.
I didn't know they had those at Walmart.
Jeffrey LaForge, 40, was arrested Friday on a pair of theft counts. He's being held in lieu of a $10,000 bond. 2 separate occasions, police charged LaForge swiped a variety of adult toys from a Walmart in South Pasadena.
Oh, Walmart.
Now,
That's what I'm saying. Did you know they sell that at Walmart?
This sounds strange. I would not think so. Store security cameras recorded LaForge removing the items from their packaging, then departing Walmart without paying for the devices. The $280 worth of stolen goods, which included a $31.44 tush toy and a $14.98 oral stroker, as it's listed in the police report.
Well, Walmarts are different out west.
Yeah, I guess so. It's unclear whether the sex toys were intended for personal use or resale.
I'd say the mugshot says personal use.
You know what? He's not spending money on Dr. B.
Yeah. You know what? He's not getting the real thing.
I find this story hard to believe. Like, I don't think you can go into a Walmart and find sex toys.
I don't think so. I've never tried it.
Yeah.
But
you can get a lot of stuff at a Walmart.
You can. They got some for just about everybody. But that one surprises me.
You know how he got caught, right?
This guy? How he got caught? How?
Buzzing sounds.
You guys tell me if you think that, if you thought that was disturbing, this next one's more disturbing.
Okay.
Sheriff's deputies arrested an alleged prankster on Monday and accused him of planning a creepy teddy bear that looked like it was made of bloody human tissue.
Oh.
Hector Villanueva, 23, booked on suspicion of causing a needless emergency response and planning phony evidence, according to a county sheriff's office. The scene unfolded in the Mojave Desert city of Victorville at a bus stop about 85 miles northeast of downtown L.A. and 150 miles southwest of the Nevada state line.
Oh,
gee,
man. That
quote, a doll that was possibly made of human skin was found a little bit after noon on Sunday, according to the coroner's statement. Deputy coroner investigator determined this doll was made of fabricated material and was not of human origin.
Yeah, man, that is disturbing right there.
A movie set real soon, probably.
Like, you think this is another publicity stunt, huh?
Well, a South Carolina artist identified the scary toy as one of his creations. Robert Kelly of Dark Seed Creation said that he made the bear, confirmed it to NBC News on Tuesday. Creepy teddy bear was reported to authorities by a customer and employee of a gas station. The buyer, Villanueva, did not call in his own alleged prank. Kelly has made, quote, dozens of these teddy bears over 2 decades.
You need to keep an eye on this old cat. Don't you agree?
He's a longtime fan, self-proclaimed of Hellraiser. Director Clive Barker said his products are made of latex, and he has tinkered with various dyes to replicate the appearance of human skin.
Oof.
He's nailed it.
Quote, we put skin on everything from guitars, teddy bears, to couches. You want a couch that looks like that?
No, thank you.
He went on to say we use latex live castings. So we take the live castings of actual human models, which add the reality of the item.
I'm with
what do they do with the models afterwards? That's what I need to know.
I'm with Andrew in the chat room. Check that guy's basement. Let's the first thing the police need to do is just go check the basement.
Yeah, you haven't broken any laws, but we'll need to see your basement.
That's right. We don't know about breaking laws.
Oh man, who was the guy that Psycho was based off of? The guy that had the farmhouse that made all the people into lamps and
Melton, do you know the answer to this question? Ed Gein?
Yep, that's it.
Oh, okay. That makes a lot more sense what Tyler is saying.
Very good.
If I had to see the Ed Gein bear, y'all have to as well. That's why he put it in the story.
Oh, I didn't
know who Ed Gein was, so I wasn't going to read it because I didn't know who that was.
Yep, that's him.
Ed Gein.
Paranormal investigator on his creepy haunted Annabelle doll tour in the haunted battlefield town of Gettysburg has died completely out of the blue.
Okay, so Greg Sankey mentioned earlier about taking an outing to Gettysburg. I was listening to a Joe Rogan podcast, and I'm trying to remember the name of the guy that was on there.
I heard that.
And he said the only place, there was like 3 places in the world he felt true evil, and one of them was Gettysburg. He was like, I was just uneasy. It's the guy, they called him the Sheriff of Baghdad, and I cannot remember the guy's name. It's a fascinating podcast with Rogan. But he was like, this guy has seen everything now. This is a guy that used to go on solo missions, and he tells one story that is just incredible about one of the missions he went on and a decision he had to make that nobody would want to have to make. And even with all of that, he was like, man, on the battlefield at Gettysburg, I just felt evil.
Yeah, there was one other place he said too.
I can't remember the other place, Jim, but you're right. It's
this
like some holding cell somewhere in Iraq.
Maybe so. Yeah. I mean, he listed a couple places that he was like, I mean, you just felt pure evil. By the way, on my drive over, Joe Pistone with Rogan,
Oh, wow.
Donnie Brasco.
Wow. Yeah, well, I've had Pistone on a lot.
Yeah, he was on the show. Joe's aged, and Joe does not think they're going to kill him because he tells stories like he's got an eternity to live. So they are long stories.
This is a weird story because I think, Tyler, this is an update, but Dan Rivera, 54, was in Pennsylvania for his Devils on the Run tour, hauling the infamous doll across the country when firefighters and medics rushed to his hotel on Sunday night. Adams County dispatch logs reveal a CPR in progress of a man matching Rivera's age. Rivera's death was confirmed by the New England Society for Psychic Research. And now Rivera is a fixture in the paranormal world, doing what he loved, bringing legends to life when tragedy hit.
Look at that Raggedy Ann doll.
That man, I mean, 54 years old and no cause of death here.
That is wild.
So maybe he got possessed and they offed him?
Or maybe that doll killed him.
Yeah. John McPhee, by the way, is the subject of the Rogan podcast. If you want to go listen to that, it's about 3.5 hours. It's a pretty wild ride.
That is what was above the bed. 2 of those.
I thought about that.
At the Amish farmhouse.
Another bracket punishment.
That would that'd get me right there, Lance. I'm with you on that.
That's Trash Today, brought to you by our friends at Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. And our show also being brought to you by our friends at Hemp Hill.
Hemp Hill Services. His Lance is on it.
205-229-2090. Hard to stop a train. Call Adam, Chad, Andrew. The guys there, whether you experience any plumbing, heating, or cooling issues in your home or business, they are ready to serve you. For more information, hemphillservices.com.
All right, what do you want to talk about the final few seconds here? We got Deontay Lawson, you think?
I don't know. Deontay may be with us, may not be with us. That was very non-committal. I really have no idea.
Great contribution.
Yeah, well, I mean, you asked me a question.
You want to throw Ian in here first?
Yeah, absolutely. Would love Fitzy to come in here. Anything that keeps me from coming up with one more topic.
That's right. One more SEC Media Days topic.
It's being brought to you, though, by our friends at Baptist Health. They've been the exclusive provider here. Ian Fitzsimmons, who kept Lance in line for years before Brownie got here.
That's right. It's my job now.
No.
Or you saying I can't do it or you couldn't do it?
I was in step with him. We're trying to keep up, and it took years off my life.
No, he was talking about like this big house he gets every year in Park City, and
for free.
Yeah, and he was like, I want you to come, and he was like, I don't know if I do though. You run to her, and I'm like, I don't run like I used to. Like 2007 to today, not even close.
Hovered above myself. Like after I said, man, it'd be awesome to have you out there, and I kind of went, wait a minute.
Yes,
my daughters, my wife. Maybe did my brother Devin, who is a kindred spirit. This might be a bad idea. But then he says no.
No, so I'll tell you last night.
He was in bed at 10:30 last night.
Well, I was about to tell you last night, Lance, I texted him. I said, where'd you guys go eat? And he goes, we're headed back to the hotel already. I was like, dang. It's 10 o'clock.
I met him he departed at 8:30. I was back in my eyelids about 9:45. And there was no doubt in my mind that my man was going to be actually
the four of us, he shuts it down earlier than any of us,
which is weird because
I used to be a hard charger.
Yeah.
Well, no, but I mean, you used to do the midnight show. I mean, you go to midnight on ESPN Radio.
Used to, yeah. I mean,
what time would you stay up when you went to midnight? Because I used to.
It'd take me an hour and 15 minutes to go to bed. So with Freddie Coleman and I were on for almost 9-10 years.
Yeah.
And it would be about 1:30 after my last round of surgeries in 2019 on my foot. We got a hospital bed in there, and my wife was like, you know what's good for you? Not leaving that studio at 1:30 in the morning and waking my ass up every night. Why don't you just crash in there until the weekend?
Interesting.
And I swear to you, I'd still to this day, I spent like 3 nights in the studio.
Yeah.
It's like camping out, right?
Yeah. I mean, and that's a little spice. Like, hey, man, you look, I haven't seen you in a couple nights.
Are you back in town? Yeah.
No, we're 53 now, but give me a minute to stretch.
I sleep in my sports room.
Pull a hamstring.
I sleep in the sports room every now and then, and Maggie will come over, and it's almost like, she'll come have a visit at the sports room.
It's like visiting conjugal.
Yeah. It's different. Different location.
How we ended up there, I've no.
I really don't either.
I come on this show. I just sat down for a minute, right, just to see you guys during a break, and here I am following trash with more trash.
So how did DeBoer go this morning? You got him right before us. You got him early.
Dude, yeah, that was a 6 a.m. wake up call. I told you that last night. I'm a huge Kalen DeBoer fan. When he was at that last year at Washington, when they played for the Natty, I think I told you guys this story, but for someone who may have missed it, we were embedded with Washington. We had them 6 times, 2 regular season games, and then throughout the entire college football playoff, and going Pac-12, semi, national championship. I mean, and I really got to know the person and the coach. Man, that dude doesn't lose. In year 2, I'm expecting a huge jump. Quick story about how that guy operates during a game. Washington's at Oregon State. Remember, Oregon State at the time is ranked, 12th in the country? It's 33 degrees. It's raining. It's awful. I mean, you couldn't go just 1 more degrees, football gods, and just snow on my butt. No. I mean, it had to be freezing rain.
Got to be rain. Why is it that the snow feels better in the rain?
It really does. It's close.
I know.
Oh, man. Yep. I mean, it was awful conditions. And in Corvallis, it's cannibalistic. I mean, again, top 12 matchup. It's at end of the third quarter interview. 3-point game. Washington's got the ball. DeBoer walks up, sees me coming, puts his arm around me and goes, "What do you got?" I'm like, all right, this dude is a hell of a lot calmer than I am. I was like, hey, message to your squad right there. Well, this ain't a hard game. Let's get a first down. We get another one. We get a few more. We put the ball in the end zone. We score points. We score more points than they do here in the fourth quarter. We win a ball game. Let's go get them, baby. Kelly Stauffer, former first-round pick, quarterback, Seahawks, right, goes, all right, my blood pressure is higher than his is. That is your head coach, Alabama fans. He is – the moment ain't too big for him.
Well, somebody said it yesterday. Who was it that said he doesn't panic? That was –
I'm telling you, man. That was the most remarkable in-game interview I have ever had. And they end up winning the game and obviously going to play for a national championship. How he retained every player, the only school in the SEC, it goes to show you how committed those guys are year 2. And you talk to other coaches around the league, as you all do. I mean, and especially NFL guys. He develops talent. Look at all the dudes he put in the pros going back to Fresno to Washington. I mean, he's going to win, boys. He's going to win.
ESPN comes to Ian Fitzsimmons and says, you get to pick 1 game this year. Only 1, though. And you could be at that game.
Lord.
Week 1
think about this,
slate's got a couple of good.
I know this.
Like Ohio State, Texas.
That's going to be hard to say no to that one.
Politicking already, man.
It's too early in the season, though.
Give me LSU Clemson, too. LSU Clemson wouldn't be bad.
What about LSU? I think LSU is going to be damn good, guys. I mean, really, 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 really good.
You had done away.
I'll give you time to change because you know my history of making predictions. I think they win the national.
I'm not wagering a steak or a spray tan with you on it. But what I will do is, I do believe that this is going to be a big year for LSU. And LSU at Bama, come on, man.
Yeah.
That's going to get. Speaking of cannibalism, that's going to get nasty.
I hate the fact that we are getting old. It's just part of life. But one of the cool things is I got to see your daughters grow up, and I didn't know until yesterday that one of your daughters is working with Dan Lanning, and she's recruiting for Oregon. How cool is that?
That is pretty cool.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Lanning, she wanted to get involved in football and broadcasting. She really wants to do F1, but she loves football. So I said, go apply. I'm not lifting a finger. You have to go and prove it. To Marshall Malkow, his chief of staff, who you guys probably remember from Alabama also, then followed Lanning to Georgia with Kirby, and then Lanning took Malkow to Oregon. And I mean, she said she has started last year at the bottom, recruiting, like height, weight, number of phone calls, whatever, just charting stuff. And she loves it. So we'll see what happens.
They got shaky facilities though in Eugene, right?
Dude, so I didn't get to finish the story with you last night. My kids were so mad at me because you can imagine the shoe gear.
Oh, yes.
I mean,
that's what I would be most excited about, really, is the gear.
There's no doubt. With you, oh, absolutely. you just stolen like 3 Oregon helmets, and you'd have been walking out with like a Santa knapsack of shoes. So speaking of Malkow, his trainers come over or his equipment guys like, hey, what do you want? What do you need? I'm like, I'm thinking like my wife, my daughters. So I'm getting like, men's smalls and, what shoe sizes. I don't get a single pair for myself.
Oh, no way.
And he brought out like, here's 12s, 12 and a halves. And they were like, I took a picture of them, $400 shoes that I just turned down.
Or you can.
I know it was a massive brain fart.
Whatever you are,
overwhelmed by
you
the.
can't even sleep in your own bed, and you're hitting her gear.
I get conjugal visits like once a week because it's too late and she doesn't want the dog to roll over. I mean, the dog sleeps in my spot now 3 nights a week. Old Buck, man, is getting after it in there.
That midnight, I bet you, did y'all get some like weird interactions when you were on that late?
You talking about my wife or Freddie?
No, you went Freddie.
Oh, some dude that's up.
It's the long haul truck drivers.
Yeah, that's who we're talking to.
Dude, we actually started on Friday nights. I think we called it Nights of the Asphalt, where it was just during COVID. Those guys were keeping us together, man. From TP to eggs. I mean, you name it.
Yep.
And so we'd go to the phones for the Nights of the Asphalt on Fridays, and we play Eastbound and Down underneath it. Where it was, where are you going and what are you hauling? And some of the stories we got, absolutely priceless. So to the Knights of the Asphalt out there, long haul truck drivers, God bless all of you.
Yeah, and what a great title for a segment. Who's going to be bad? Who's supposed to be good? That's going to be bad in this league. We've talked about who's going to be good. Who's supposed to, my ballot I turned in, put Georgia fourth. It just felt weird putting Georgia fourth.
Been drinking?
I mean, just go LSU.
What, you
Smoking?
like LSU?
You like LSU? I got LSU.
I got Alabama.
I got Alabama.
I think
I got Texas. I
wouldn't
got
be
Georgia.
surprised if there's 5 teams that won this thing.
Yeah.
I'm dead serious.
Who's your fifth of those?
I just named the four.
Nope. Look, I think Georgia's in it. Texas is in it. LSU's in it. Alabama's in it. And there's always going to be someone off the radar. Whether that's A&M, Oklahoma's kind of a chic pick around here, right?
Yeah.
John Mateer, Ben Arbuckle coming in, quarterback OC combo from Washington State. The O-line obviously has to be better. But their defensive front is filthy. They're good.
Have you seen Mateer?
I have not yet.
Just wonder how big he looks in person.
Who's bigger in person?
I thought Jackson Arnold looked.
Austin Simmons was bigger. I saw him. The other day.
It's up a little
bit. Did y'all think Jackson Arnold looked a little small?
Nobody looked smaller though than Vanderbilt quarterback.
Diego.
Bobby.
Oh yeah.
No one has as much of an attitude.
No, I know that. I know that.
Jackson Arnold looked like Baker Mayfield, but Austin Simmons is like maybe the best kept secret in the league.
Dude, he's 19.
Yeah.
He's been here. This is his 3rd year.
Yeah, he doesn't look.
He already got his degree.
When you say wicked smart,
yeah,
but he's kind of like Justin Herbert at Oregon, where he's an introvert in an extrovert world, right? Like he doesn't give a bleep about giving you a soundbite or having fun like Diego. He just wants to go play ball. That's the way he struck me. If you want to talk ball, I'll talk ball with you all day. You want to cut up and have fun? Nah, ain't happening.
Did you have Diego?
He's hilarious. He may be my favorite interview maybe since Baker.
Wow.
He's going to take a big step back this year. That's unfortunate for him. No, he is. I'm just telling you, Fitzy, that's the way it's going to roll.
Yeah, I believe that too.
Now that these college guys are getting paid lots of money, it's fair game to blast away like that, right? I mean, go right ahead.
That's right.
You want to step into the money world?
That's right.
Bam.
That comes with it.
You guys used to do it on the round table back in the day. Y'all blast the college quarterbacks.
My favorite,
I did more than Ian. Ian really, there was something he, of course he thought.
Coaches were back then more off limits for me.
Yeah, but
I hate to talk about hot seats.
One of my favorite things though was you all would do a show, and then me and Dunaway would do a show, and they're like, guys, I mean, Lance and Ian were saying that Louisiana Monroe they were on yellow school buses. I mean, how on earth? How on earth are we losing games? They couldn't even afford a bus.
Yeah.
Like, I think that was
a figure of speed.
I can't believe it.
They were calling our show
on Yellowbird school buses with this.
I think it's a figure of speech, guys.
No, they swore.
But the best is when Lance goes, not only did they get beat by a school that rolled in on Yellowbirds, they have brown paper bag peanut butter lunches.
This is a Harvard program.
Coach made. He's the one that made the sandwiches.
And now DeBoer's there with that. They really did that.
He actually did that. Yeah,
that's true. DeBoer did tell us that.
That was one of your better lines, man. I mean,
circle.
It was so good.
Hey, is the judge still with us?
I was waiting on that. I told these two when you were, I missed you yesterday. I said, look, I'm running out of parents to ask about.
Right.
You know, Mama Fitz is 82 and broke her pelvis, just for an update.
Lance is circling.
Lance,
hey, this is how old we're getting. You know what we talked about last night? Bedtimes and retirement spots. He was pulling property in Montana and show me, man. Look at this. Look at the acreage you can get.
We could get a spot, LT, like 2 lots, like within 5 minutes of each other, and just get right back after it in retirement.
Right.
I mean, let's go, man.
Hook them back up.
Peaches and cream.
The show that
last thing I need to be is near you.
The show that did it from Tattletales one time did a show from Tattletales is now talking.
No, they didn't.
No, it was the furnace. Get it right.
No, what would you do it from over here?
Here.
Yeah,
the cheetah.
Cheetah. It was cheetah.
Dude.
Well, Tattletale was a
Look, this is the land we were looking at yesterday. This is
beautiful.
17-acre lot. It's in Red Lodge, Montana.
That's it, baby.
That is beautiful.
Yeah.
Good price on that, too.
It really
It's
is.
a great price.
Yeah. You guys ought to buy it.
Yeah. Which one gets eaten by the bear first?
Me.
He's got,
Look at me. Look at him.
He's got these surgically repaired legs.
No, you'd be smart enough not to wander off. He'd wander off.
I'd slip him a gummy first, right?
Have you ever seen a bear in the wild?
Yes. I lived in Wyoming, man, and Utah. Came across a cow moose once on a hike with twin calves. That's scarier than a bear.
That's what I was going to ask you. I've heard that's scary.
That's when you just get in a fetal position and pray.
How big is that moose? Caden Proctor size?
Dude. Yeah, I mean, I'd say new Bronco, 2-door.
Sport.
I told you about the tiger shark, right?
No.
Yeah, so we went to the aquarium before we saw you, and they have.
You were dropping aquarium knowledge on me last night.
Oh, they had a 14-foot.
Awesome.
Well, I took an edible to go to the aquarium, which was
open on this show. Okay.
Quite the experience. Yeah. I highly recommend that. Highly recommend.
Recommend.
He had an incredible conversation with a penguin.
He had a conversation with a tiger shark, as a matter of fact. And what did the shark tell you?
It stared at me a lot. It really did. Like it was looking at me.
One day I'm getting out of here and I'm going to find you down at the golf.
Menacing.
I'll remember you. I'll remember you.
I don't think he's getting out.
No one's told like a 2-year-old, because I've had all these surgeries, like my arm here and my foot. I traumatized a 3-year-old like 2 summers ago, because we were at the beach and he's like, "What happened?" I said, "Shark." I went, "Right over there."
Oh, wow.
Oh, my God.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. Karma's going to get me.
Yeah, boy.
I know. I'm a bad human. That's why I have to sleep in the studio.
I know.
All right, that's our show today. We appreciate you being
done?
with this.
We're done.
That's it.
Thank you.
We actually talk sports for a minute.
See you, brother. Always fun.
Judges looking down upon you, LT.
SEC Media Days brought to you by our friends at Baptist Health. Don't forget to get all the content, including our conversations with DeBoer and everyone else from here at SEC Media Days. We're in studio tomorrow, but Emily Grace McWhorter will be here live during the show, still covering things for Baptist Health, and we'll have all the coverage tomorrow as well. But we're on our way back to Birmingham. Until next time, God bless you and God bless America.
Stay.
You do.